And I think he took that first monster step today by being able to take his team down. He hasn't been able to do that. He's played really good football the last 2 weeks. And today, when he got the ball in his hands, when his team needed him to do it, to deliver the goods, he did it. The stat line was great. His poise was great, but you have to win games in the fourth quarter. He took that next step today, and this team now all of a sudden, you can start looking at things in a whole different perspective than what you did the last really month and a half. Today, I think, is one of those, I said it last week, you need to get some of that gasoline. You start building that fire up. Today was a gasoline game. And Jordan Love put it out there. The defense closed it up. And you're starting to see this team come together, which is, I think, what we've all wanted to see all season. I think today was that day that really jump-starts this young group to start believing that they can win in this league. Today is the start of that. That's my opening statement.
Oh, yeah. Homer, it seems like you want to rebut that somehow.
Well, that's part of it. The Chargers get the MVP. The pass that was dropped by Johnston, they fumbled it. The Packers took advantage of a team that has an amazing ability, I don't have the numbers, to lose games in the fourth quarter, getting them close. Yes, this was big for all the things you said, but to not say that the Chargers did everything they could possibly to lose the game is not fair to what your eyes told you.
I mean, listen, of course that, you drop that ball at the end, you get a pass interference when you're at, 3rd and 20 or whatever it was. But you still have to go out and make plays.
I agree, yes.
Jordan Love, so you can have a bunch of guys making a ton of mistakes, but if you don't take advantage of them, and by the way, this wasn't, the fumble down at the goal line in the, early part of the fourth quarter. That's stuff in football happens. When you fall behind, you miss an extra point. All of a sudden you fall behind by 4. It's 3rd and 20. Things are looking a little bit bleak. And Jordan Love had not done that until today. He's had the ball in his hands, 4 or 5, maybe 6 times to try and score and give his team a chance to win. And he hadn't been able to do it. And I'm telling you, in that locker room, that's important. And today they did it. And, yeah, you could say all you want, drop touchdown, drop pass, and fumble, and Keenan Allen drops one, or, a wide-open touchdown. All those things, yeah, you can make those claims. But, Homer, you still got to go and deliver.
And they get all the credit. I agree with you 100%. But you cannot you can't leave out the significant contribution that the Chargers had and have done for how long now, losing games in the fourth quarter. Yes, all that will be remembered is everything that you say, because they were given the opportunity. They took advantage of it just in the way that you said.
But, hey, Homer, here's the deal. We're not covering the San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. Matter of fact, nobody really does. They are a mistake waiting to happen.
I just want you to thank them. That's all.
Just
thank them.
This season is not. It's not been all year about wins and losses. This has been about growth.
Yes. And
about taking steps. So what do I care what the Chargers do? The Chargers are a good team that continually kick themselves in the keister when the money's on the table. They did it again today. That's their brand. Our brand this season has been play it close, find ways to lose games, growing pains, And today is the first time that you could really take a look at it and say, that outcome is different than what we're used to. I don't know how many texts you guys got. Same old Packers. You were looking on Twitter. Oh, this is finding a different way to lose a game. No, that's not what happened today. And that's why this is a big day. And, Homer, you can sit there and look at what the Chargers did and all that other stuff. I don't care about that. I care about what this team just did today, and they took a big step forward in the growth and development. The young wideouts that stepped up, Jaden Reed, he stepped up in a monster way today.
I agree with all of that. I'm just asking you
who cares
as an aside, because if the San Diego Chargers or the LA Chargers don't help them, the Packers don't win the game, even given all the good things. Right? You can agree with that?
I can't agree completely. Obviously, they made mistakes, but football, it happens in football. Are the Chargers a world champion contender? No. But they're certainly coming into it. We're favored to beat Green Bay at home. I think everybody thought that the Chargers were better. And you know what they proved today? They're not, because they continue to make dumb mistakes. And the Green Bay Packers, while they still made some mistakes, a lot less than what we've seen. And they finally figured out a way to win. And Homer, you know this, Gabe, you know, everybody that has played sports or what, learning how to win is a hard thing to do. And once you figure it out and you start feeling it and get the confidence, all of a sudden you don't have those doubts. You start thinking, we're going to go get this.
I'd also would like you to say something nice about Joe Barry, because, again, if the Packers just score more than 20 points, they win. Against this great offense with a great young quarterback, still at 20, they might be top 10.
Okay, Okay, Homer, you got to pick a lane here, pal.
Gabe, before you go, Homer, you just gave me a bunch of grief about not saying the Chargers did this.
Yeah.
Joe Barry's defense, yes, if you play the results-only game,
he got lucky. Yeah, he got lucky.
Homer, Keenan Allen, I don't know if the sun hit him or if his neck was stiff.
Without a doubt. No, there was
wide open tutter that you don't get. That's 4 points. And then at the end of the game, you know how different this post-game show is? If old boy catches that ball, we're probably not on because they kick a field goal, but he fumbles
that was a touchdown. That was a touchdown. There was nobody there. He had beat the corner. That's a touchdown.
He did. First off, I don't know what the hell coverage.
So now you're willing to say the Packers were lucky because I bring up Joe Barry? Wow.
Listen, I've been a Joe Barry. I've been not an apologist, but a slow your roll on how bad he is guy. That you can't say that and then tell me I can't say that the Packers took big growth because they played the Chargers. What are we doing here? But the defense did hold up. They did hold the team to 20 points again. And yes, they caught breaks, but they also made some breaks. And they got off the field at the end of the game. I would have bet dollar to donut that the Chargers would have had a chance to kick a field goal at the end of that game. But they didn't, because they made enough plays to get off the field. And that's what growing as a football team is. You try and do that, and you win, and all of a sudden now you're 4-6, and everybody over there is feeling a heck of a lot better about what's going on than what they had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I had flashbacks after they scored right away, Tausch, and not right away, but they scored with 2.5 minutes-ish left. The Packers did to take the lead. I had flashbacks to the 2008 team, because I swear you guys did that on offense a bunch, and then the defense would just give it right back at the end of the game, and that was kind of the sinking feeling I had. And again, to the Packers' defensive credit, they stepped up. Rashawn Gary had a sack and unfortunately had to punt it back to the Chargers, but they couldn't really get anything going. Yes, caught a break when Quentin Johnson couldn't hold on to that football. But I guess I just walk away from this game looking at it as this is, again, growth not being linear, but this is 3 weeks in a row where I think you walk away going, I feel better about Jordan Love.
Yep.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, I think we've felt – we've had some down moments with Jordan. I think we felt probably better than we should have. I can only speak for myself after the first 2 weeks. And then I think after that 4-game stretch, I probably felt worse, but I still had seen enough to think that, okay, Jordan can play. Now, to what level, completion percentage, all the things that we've spent hours talking about. But today just was different. The command, and we hadn't had a 300-yard passer in forever.
Almost 2 years.
And he does that today, but that's all great. Stats are one thing. How are you going to deliver when the money's on the table? That's what playing quarterback in this league is all about.
And did
Jordan Love delivered today.
Yeah, and it's, to your point, Tausch, taking advantage of those breaks. Like, they caught a tough break. They're in a 3rd and 20, and for whatever reason, Asante Samuel decides to he's going to tackle Dontavian Wicks. Just for whatever reason, decided that was the play on 3rd and 20 when he didn't need to do it. But right after that moment, boom, Jordan Love started making play after play after play. He took advantage of the break that he got, and throughout the course of an NFL season, throughout the course of an NFL game, you're going to catch breaks. Do you take advantage of them? And the answer for Jordan Love today resoundingly was yes.
Absolutely. That's the whole process is you're going to make mistakes. Other team's going to make mistakes. Who makes the fewer mistakes is how, that's how so many teams win. But it still comes down to, I got to make plays. At that position, you have to have a guy that can make plays. Luckily, Justin Herbert made a play. His receiver didn't. Or, again, I think this whole conversation, I think it would have been a Joe Barry slam fest. But we would have still been raving about Jordan Love because he put his team in position to win this game. Not to the same degree because this is a results business. But I just think if you're a Packer fan today and you don't feel night and day different about where this team was a month ago, and now the optimism and the belief that they have, I think fan base wise, it's the same thing. I don't think the negativity that has been littering our Twitter feeds and talking text lines and everything else on these post games, I don't think you're going to see any of that today outside of maybe a few Joe Barry ripping Joe Barry. I think everything else is going to be very positive tonight.
800-990-3776. That's the number to get into the Boda Box Wine Line. We've got calls. We've got texts. We'll get to you and your reaction to the Packers' 23-20 victory over the Chargers at Lambeau Field coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Circus Sports is now available at American Place. Bet on your favorite Milwaukee and Wisconsin teams, from Wisconsin football and basketball to all the Milwaukee basketball action, as well as more games nationwide. The Circus Sportsbook at American Place has 36 TVs, so you won't miss any of the action. And it's just 30 minutes from Kenosha and 45 minutes from Racine. For more information and to find out about their events, go to circusports.com. All Circus Sports bets must be placed in Illinois. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text GAMB to 833-234.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Bring the love of Wisconsin's outdoors in through the beauty and quality craftsmanship of Pella Windows and Doors. Whether you're updating or upgrading the look and comfort of your home, Pella has extensive lines of customizable options to meet your needs and your budget. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy-efficient windows in the industry. 0% interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
Sarah Tauscher here, encouraging you to enjoy Prairie Athletic Club's Platinum membership. It's everything you want in a membership. The Platinum membership at the Pack includes unlimited CrossFit, Pilates, hot yoga, and bar, along with training zone and boot camp classes. The Pack has everything you need, including a ton of new equipment. No other health club offers you more for your money. Stop by today or visit prairieathletic.com to check out all of their membership specials. That's prairieathletic.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Routledge here. You heard me talk about them for years. I have my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. It is a Silverado. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy Silverado or Colorado, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Go see my guy Dan out there. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Here's Reed. And Reed and Reed got a block and a touchdown. Luke Musgrave opened the door, leading to Reed's Lambeau leap and a Packer lead.
3 touchdowns for the Pack today. First time they've done that since week 2. They've now won 2 out of their last 3. Head to Detroit, who had to come from behind to defeat the Lions today, coming up on Thanksgiving. But we're reacting to that win, 23-20 over the Chargers at Lambeau Field. I'm Gabe Neitzel, along with Steve the Homer True and the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Your calls on that Boda-Box Wine line, 800-990-3776. We begin in Minnesota with Jeff. Jeff, you're on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys. So I just have to say it. I'm going to say the same thing, and now it seems like not as big of a deal. I'm going to say the same thing I've said for the last 4 weeks on this show. Jordan Love is the least of this team's problems. And you just can't – you have to accept that he's getting better. He's got the tools. The biggest thing I liked about it is, they came behind, but even earlier in the game, he's learning to use his checkdowns. He's getting the ball out of his hands quicker. If something's not open down the field right away, he's getting rid of the ball. He is going to be just fine. I've gotten a lot of grief from other callers from saying that. Homer attacked me 2 weeks ago. He's late and he's deep and all this stuff. And I'm just telling you, he is going to be fine. He is not what's going to be holding this team back. Homer, as far as the point that you made, I understand your point. I don't agree with it at all.
What do you mean
the
you don't
Packers
agree
had
with
many
It's impossible not to agree with it. Do we want to go through the list of all the Chargers screw-ups?
Homer, listen, my point is, can I finish? It goes both ways. We had Musgrave wide open on a pass that probably would have been a touchdown. Love missed him. He was wide open. And the next play, we had Wicks wide open for a first down. He dropped it. My point is the same thing that Tausch's point is. That's football. But what this team did today and what they've been working on in terms of improving as a team is they took advantages of the opportunities that they were given. They didn't blink, and they are getting better.
Okay, come on. This crap can't continue. All right, if he doesn't drop that pass, right? Who likely wins the game? Who wins the game? No. This is at the end of the game. When things happen at the end of the game, it's different when they happen earlier. The game is over. They may have lost the game. Is that true or not? Hold on. Is it true or not that if he doesn't? No. Okay, why is it not true?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Why is it not true? It's with 30 seconds to go in the game. How is it not true?
Homer, I can yell as loud as you, but I'm not.
No, just tell me why it's not true. You can't.
I'm trying. If you let me finish, I can.
Go ahead.
Are you going to let me finish? You're going to cut me off. First of all, Homer, I want to tell you something. I love you. I love you, Homer. I do. I love you. You do fabulous stuff. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because if he doesn't miss the throw to Musgrave, they're up by 10 points now. It doesn't make. You can look at it, go back and forth like that throughout an entire game. They missed an extra point. They missed a field goal. This team, you got to look at the entirety of the team, the entirety of the game. So you can't just look at one thing that happened at the end, because we made some blundering mistakes where we had incredible opportunities and we blew it too. But we figured out a way to win. And I think that is Tausch's point. This is a team. What's significant about today's victory is the team figured out a way to win. Would you disagree or agree, Tausch? That is the significance.
That's what I said in my opening statement, and that's what I've been pleading for really a month. The team had regressed. They had gotten worse. I didn't think Jordan Love was improving. And the last 3 games, and today was kind of that cherry on top for Jordan Love. I thought he played his best game last week, and he played better this week. That's all we were hoping for. And in a locker room with that group of 53 men in there, you have to prove it. You have to prove that you've grown and that you can get over the hump. Because you keep losing those games, it becomes the woe is me. Are we ever going to figure this out? You have to figure it out. And there is a process to get there. The Packers have went through it. They're going to continue. This isn't like it's a finished product. But today, it was the gasoline on your big old bonfire to let this thing get going. You've been festering. The flames have kind of been put out with different dirt and fire, whatever's in a fire extinguisher. And all of a sudden, you get the kindling back up. I don't know what that white powder stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. I'm glad that you're testing out these on us, Tausch. Just maybe Google search that before you rerun this back on Wilderness Tausch tomorrow.
You know how that's not how I operate. So in this case, just pouring that gas on, because confidence in sports is everything, and proving to yourself that you can do something, and then proving to everybody else that you can. That is as powerful a thing in sport as you can have. Today, the Green Bay Packers found a way to do it.
I agree. Tausch, did they get lucky to win at the end of the game? Yes or no?
A lot of times, Homer, just like you meeting your wife, did you get lucky? Did somebody else mess up?
I admit it.
The opportunity?
I admit it.
So,
I'm just asking you to admit it.
That got personal real fast.
Hey, yeah, that's fine. She was in a slump. I've stated that for years. We don't need to go in there, but
Did
the Packers get lucky at the end of the game?
The drop down the sideline obviously was very fortunate and incredibly lucky.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay,
this wasn't the Packers' finest. When you're a young team and you're playing against the team that is supposed to beat you, which by all accounts everybody thought that was the case today, you have to catch a couple of breaks.
Yeah.
But you also make your own breaks. That's the part you don't get.
No, I agree.
That's the part you don't get.
Homer, I agree with you. Sure, I agree with you everything you say about them getting lucky. But you know what's better than losing? Every time.
Winning.
You think that locker room is having a good time and they give a rip about the luck that they may or may not have had throughout the course of the game? And
no, they don't care.
Yeah, that's the good feeling that you want to now try to build off of. Yeah, sure, you got fortunate and you were able to, take advantage of that fortune, but this is the feeling that you want to try to build off of so you can avoid the feeling that you had last week when you had 2 chances in the red zone and ended up throwing 2 interceptions in the end zone.
Right, and the other team didn't help you like they did this time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yes, I agree with all that.
800.
We're not the locker room, though.
800-990-3776. Terry in San Diego. Terry, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys. I just have 3 quick points to make. I think, one, I'm real happy for Jordan Love that he went over 300 yards, showed progress again. And in combination with that, I think we're seeing some real weapons in Reed, Wicks, and Musgrave, and that's all very promising. But having had to observe the Chargers for 24 years since I moved to San Diego, Homer, you are 1,000% correct, and don't let anyone tell you differently. That was prototypical Chargering out there today. When it was 3rd and 20, and a 5th-round rookie, Wicks, gets interfered by a first-round pick, Asante Samuel, my friends and I were all laughing here. That's Charger football. That wasn't a play made by the Packers. That was bad football by the Chargers. And the biggest point is there have been some rumblings about if Joe Barry is let go. Brandon Staley was on the staff with Joe Barry and Matt LaFleur in the Rams. And there's been talk about bringing Brandon Staley in as a successor to Joe Barry, if that's happened. Please, God, don't bring in Brandon Staley. You saw the Chargers play soft soft defense all day. They're number 31 in the league or 32 pass defense. They're awful. That being said, we can look for the positives. Jordan was pretty good today. We've got some young weapons. But the Chargers are awful. They're poorly coached. They gave up how many points today? And I agree.
This might get him fired. This game might get him fired.
They gave up 23 points. It's like they give up a lot of points.
Remember, they were up 30 points in the playoffs last year and lost the playoff game.
No, this is losing. Losing to the Packers this year. I think if you give a good enough, give it enough.
Ron Rivera could get fired after losing to that Giants team, which is maybe the worst team in the league.
Apparently not anymore.
At Washington, if I'm the Commanders, I think you got to get rid of Ron Rivera today.
Okay.
I do.
Give up 31
points.
Key
should be looking at the key should be looking at progress, not whether we win or lose. Because the truth of the matter is, they easily could have and arguably should have lost today. Look at the progress that was made. But the defense was not very good today. So it was more of them dropping the ball. Let's just be honest. I mean, that's the truth. And fumbling at the 2-yard line. The defense wasn't very good today. And that's what – remember, the Chargers are down their starting tight end and 3 wide receivers. They were down today.
We're down 4 of our top 5 corners, though, too, in fairness. You want to pick –
Agreed.
If you could pick
Agreed.
Yeah.
Bad football either way. I'll grant you that.
I agree. It evens out. I won't argue that the defense didn't have a great day today, but again, and you don't play the results, but you always are going to talk about them. And the fact is, you made a stop at the end of the game to not allow them to go kick a field goal, and you gave up 20 points again. It isn't Joe Barry's fault that Austin Eckler fumbled at the 2-yard line or that Keenan Allen couldn't see and drop a ball. The defense did not
did
play.
They make
it
drives you nuts. Did the guy drop a ball?
He dropped it.
Come on, but
again, I feel like we're missing the point here, boys. We're missing the point. Tausch nailed it on the part of the progress. Part of the progress is winning games, whether it's lucky or not. Part of the progress for this team at some point has to be winning. Otherwise, you get to the end of the season and you're sitting there with 3 wins like the Chicago Bears were last year going, oh, look at all this progress we're about to make. No. Like, you have to learn to win. You have to have that winning feeling. That's a part of the entire process. And I don't care if the Chargers helped you out today. Did they? Of course they did. But watch any NFL game. Teams are going to make mistakes and help you out throughout the course of the year. You think? I mean, Tom Brady in that 28-3 game where they came back in the Super Bowl. You think the Falcons helped him out a little bit? Yeah. Nobody talks about that. They talk about the guy who went out and won it.
Well, they talk about it in Atlanta.
Wow, in one spot. All right, in one of the 32 cities. All right, that's a good point. I'll take that. But it's part of winning. Finding a way to win is, again, you had the break, but they took advantage of that break, and that's a part of this whole process too. And I'm not saying that the Packers are going to go out and beat the Lions and beat the Chiefs right after that and have a 3-game winning streak in a couple of weeks here. I don't know if that's the case. But
no, you do know that's the case. It's not going to happen. I mean, you know that's the case. I mean,
I'd bet against it. Yeah,
I would bet against it, but also, like, the Bears almost went to Detroit and won today.
Right.
Yeah, they can beat Detroit. I don't think they will, but they can.
Yeah. And you feel a lot better about the opportunity against Detroit on Thanksgiving, given the way that the Lions played today and given the fact that the Packers won today, right?
So, Gabe, here's the deal. I think you summed that up really well. You can use my gasoline analogy, and once we figure out what that white filament is in those fire extinguishers, you can use that too.
All right.
But winning is what it's about, and winning breeds more winning. That's why people are so, tanking the culture. You can't do it because of that. So you factor all of that stuff in. But the best part of this whole deal, and we said it, and I knew when we said it back in June and July and even May, that this season was all about Jordan Love's development. It wasn't about trying to get to 11 wins and winning the division and all the other stuff. We are succeeding in that. The development of Jordan Love is going, I think, very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's going better than I think we thought. And to bounce back from the negative and from the struggles that he's had, that's also, unfortunately, that's part of the process too. We don't want to go through it. He doesn't want to go through it. Matt LaFleur didn't want to go through it. But if we see what we did the last 2 weeks, and especially today, hey, we'll take it. And the good thing is, he's going to keep working, and he, I think, is just going to continue to get better and better. That doesn't mean that he's going to go into Detroit on Thursday and light up the Lions. But I'll say this, I certainly feel a lot better about him having that opportunity than I did when they played on that Amazon game up at Lambeau on a Thursday way back in September. That I know.
800-990-3776. That's the number to join the program. And the Boda Box Wine Line. We have more of your calls, more of your texts we'll get to. But after a win, Tausch, that Tito's, it tastes just a little sweeter after those victories.
You know that. Tito's handmade vodka on game day. Oh, baby, pour me in, coach. From a seat in the stands to the best seat on the couch, root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. Stack a spicy Bloody Mary for your warm-up. Salt the rim of a Titorita during halftime, or take home the win with a Tito's and anything. Soda, cranberry, water with a squeeze of lemon. Doesn't matter. You're calling the game. You can change up your roster or wash that lucky jersey as long as you make Tito's your first-round bottle pick. Whose house? That's Tito's house. Find cocktail recipes for every fan at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Your calls, your texts, responding to the Packers' 23-20 win over the Chargers today is next on Green Bay Game Night.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I've played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like, with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Spend Black Friday at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, and you got a chance to make it a Cash Friday. On Friday, November 24th from 5 to 8 p.m., 21 winners will spin the prize wheel and take home between $500 and $5,000 cash each in our Cash Friday promotion. Plus, November 24th is Ho-Chunk Day, and we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests that visit our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Make Cash Friday part of your holiday tradition at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
It's that time of year where we give thanks to everything we are thankful for. And here at Metro Kia Madison, we are thankful for you, our wonderful community, and our customers. To honor that, Metro Kia Madison is giving you great deals this November. Get into a sporty 2024 Kia Niro for $299 per month for 24 months, with $3,495 due at signing to qualified credit. Great deals are also available on the 2024 Kia Seltos. Search inventory at MetroKiaMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
Hi, what brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walgreens and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. BEL.com.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Reed in motion again. Love, backside pressure, able to step away. Love will throw across his body, wide open at the 30-yard line. On the run is Wicks, and Dontavian Wicks to the 41 with a Packer first down, a pickup of 29.
3 catches, 91 yards for Dontavian Wicks today. He was the Packers' leading receiver in their 23-20 victory over the Chargers. I'm Gabe Nudso, along with Steve the Homer True, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Do want to update before we get back to the phone lines. With Matt LaFleur talking right now, he's saying, I don't think it's long-term. Seeing it live, it did not look good, but he's in good spirits. LaFleur saying that of Aaron Jones. So that seems to be good news on the Packers running back Aaron Jones. Not quite sure what Emmanuel Wilson, his situation is, but the Packers may have to address running back this week, because even if it's not a long-term injury for Aaron Jones, anytime you're carted off, I don't feel great about your chances of potentially playing in a Thursday game right after you've been carted off. So who knows? We'll have to keep an eye on that throughout the course of the week. But the Packers may have to address the running back position before they take on the Lions on Thanksgiving. But at least getting some positive news with today's injury report presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for more info. We go back to the phone lines and the Botobox One line, 800-990-3776. Let's go to Mo in Illinois. Mo, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night.
Hi, guys. Before I begin with what I wanted to say, I just want to give you guys another update that I saw on X or Twitter from Dr. Chow. He is his handle's like @ProFootballDoc, and he's like he used to be the team doctor for the Chargers for like 17 years. And regarding Aaron Jones, he says that he thinks it's an MCL sprain that may keep him out like short term, but he doesn't foresee it being a long-term issue, is what Dr. Chow of Pro Football Doc said. So I just want to let you guys know of that.
Cool. What else you got?
Yeah, so for me, unlike Homer, I'm not going to apologize for a win. And I've said this many times. I don't care how we win. I just care for a win. For so long, the Packers found so many ways to lose games. I mean, even in this game, we're like thinking about it. We're like, oh, here we go. Same old Packers. They're going to find a way to lose this game. Did we catch breaks? Absolutely. But like Tausch said, we don't care what the Chargers do. We care about how this young and up-and-coming Green Bay Packers team finishes games. And tonight they did that. Last week they couldn't do that. But this is progress. And I have a question for you guys, okay? If the Green Bay Packers find a way to beat the Lions on Thursday, it's going to be hard. We know it's going to be hard. If they find a way to do that, do you see any scenario in which this Packers team could make the playoffs? Because I do.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So.
Sell it? Okay, great.
Yeah, because this is not about being close to it. This is about making the playoffs. You didn't ask close.
No. Okay.
They have zero chance to make the playoffs.
So if they beat the Lions, they'll be 5-6, correct?
Correct.
I don't want to make sure my math is right. 5-6. I don't think anybody thinks they're going to beat the Chiefs, but whom on that roster, on that schedule, outside of the Vikings with Dobbs as their quarterback? Again, it's at Minnesota. It won't be easy. We said going in. I'm not going down this rabbit hole again. I've learned lessons. I'm not jumping because they had a great win and Jordan Love played really well, but Carolina, you lose to Carolina, oh my Lord. The Giants are a god-awful football team, and the Bears are the Bears. So do I think it's likely? No. But to say that if you can find a way to beat the Detroit Lions, you're not going to win the division this year. That's not happening. But to sneak into the playoffs, there's a lot of teams that are going to be muddled at that 8-9, 9-8. One of those teams is going to get in. And if Green Bay finishes the season strong, right now they have 6 losses. Pretty sure they're going to have 7. And if they lose to the Lions, they'll probably have 8. Can they win every other game on their schedule? Yes. Can they lose to everybody but, I would hope, the Giants and Panthers? Yeah.
Even the Giants, man. Like, the Giants put up 31 points today. The Packers haven't put up 30 points since week 1.
Danny DeVito or Bobby DeVito, I don't even know.
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy.
I can understand a lot of lies at the end of names, yeah.
And maybe he'll get better. The Giants are just a really bad team.
Correct.
And they beat Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a top-heavy NFC. We thought that all year. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. But to say that they have no chance if they can beat Detroit, I think you're kind of – no, it's not zero. It's less than 10. It's not 0.
It starts with beating Detroit. No. If they beat Detroit, there's a path.
The story is not about the playoffs. The story is it over? Jordan Love is the future quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. It's over. He's going to be the guy.
Homer, I was just going to say, I think the poll should be on our Green Bay game night. Are you ready to give Jordan Love the bag? You don't have to put it that way.
I'm not ready yet, but I'm saying it's done. It's over. Goody's going to give him something beyond next year.
What are you saying then?
I'm saying he's the quarterback of the future. Yes. It's over. He's done. It's done. He's done enough. You know.
Gabe?
I am not there yet, no.
Yeah, I need to see a little bit more.
Well, you might. Goody does.
Well, because
that's my point.
Well, and I think
Goody's not. Goody ain't writing him a check tonight.
He's not yet, but
no, Goody's going to give him the rest of the season because again, what separates? I mean, Baker Mayfield had a hell of a season once upon a time. What's being able to separate yourself and actually be a franchise quarterback is if you can do it repeatedly. So he's played well for 3 games in a row, and I would say his last 2 games are probably the best 2 of his career. That's pointing in the right direction. But he also played
probably, for sure. Yep, 100%.
But he also played 2 really good games earlier this season before he went into a funk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know,
right.
so like look, I'm glad that everything's pointing in the right direction, but I'm not rushing to a judgment on him yet, Homer.
No, I'm not. None of us are. Goody is. I just
you
want
just
to
said it's he's the next.
Yes, he's the next quarterback because Goody makes the decision, and I think people need to. I'm trying to give him a head thing on this. Start watching him as the quarterback of the future.
Well,
You're not the GM. I'm not the GM. Goody is the GM.
Homer, no blank. He put him as the starting quarterback. He traded a 17-year starting quarterback to put him there.
Then you agree he's the quarterback of the future.
Well, no, Homer.
Oh, okay.
That's not the question. That's come on. The question is he ready to be? Is Goody and Russ Ball ready to put a ring on it and commit to Jordan Love?
Because again,
that's the question.
The opening bid is 4 years and $160 million.
No, they're not giving him that.
That's the opening bid for that's the going rate for starting quarterbacks in the NFL. That's what you got to pay.
Right.
Let me tell you something. If he is on this trajectory, he'll have a new deal before the end of the season.
Yes.
If this continues.
Yep. 100%. I agree with you. We agree there, Tausch. And it seems like we are flushing or fleshing it. So let's go ahead and play the open. Let's flush it or flesh it in terms of Homer's idea of the quarterback of the future.
Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
So, Homer, you kind of balked at the idea of 4 years, $160 million. Like, that's the opening bid. That's what you got to pay starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And there ain't no way Jordan Love's representation is going to let him sign anything less than that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What do you mean, all right?
I mean, if that's what it is. That's what it is. I thought he's got a year. Or I thought it
well,
would
yeah, that's why
a little less than that.
They probably won't sign him to anything, you know. That he already gave you the discount, right? Like, he's only playing for a $5.5 million cap number next year. Maybe a little bit more if he hits some of the incentives in the deal. But that's the issue with where Jordan Love is. That's why this is such a big decision, is because it's a large financial commitment once you've decided that your rookie deal quarterback is going to be the guy of the future, because that's what you got to pay him.
So 4 years starting in 2025.
Correct.
Yeah.
4 years for $160 million.
Okay.
Well, they ain't gonna wipe out next year. They're keeping that year.
100%. You got to take advantage of that cheap salary while you can. Maybe get a couple other deals done if there's some guys you end up liking. But
I think part of the deal today, and I know our guy up in Minnesota, Jeff, called, and you have to also look at this because Homer made, immediately as I did my opening statement about the Chargers, handing things and doing this. You look at that defense today. I don't know how many snaps Rashawn Gary took today. I don't know if it was a full slate. He obviously had a big impact. But you're looking at 2 rookie late-round picks playing a ton at corner. You're talking about your safety position being very young. And the defense, while it wasn't great, to hold them to 20, I just think you have to look at where this team's trajectory is. And not only the Jordan Love component, I'm super excited about the receiving core and Musgrave and my guy, my Steinhoffler, Kraft today. A lot of good things. It's just funny how it's such a week-to-week league, but when you are looking at a young football team and you're just wanting to see these guys take steps, Christian Watson's really the only guy that I can say hasn't taken the step. You start looking at everybody else, who hasn't taken the step that you're hoping for on offense?
I thought we'd get a little bit more out of Dobbs, but he had a good game. It's not like he's been bad.
Did he have a tutter today?
He did. He played better today. But
what do you want him to do? I mean, to have everybody can't have 10 catches.
No, but it'd be nice if he was closer to 100 yards like once. I thought Romeo Doubs was going to be the team's number 1 receiver this year, and he's not, which is fine. And I heard you guys talking about it on Wilde and Tausch on Friday, Tausch, where Jason seems to think that maybe he's going to be more of a James Jones type, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like that's
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
nice
still
career.
That is still a fine career. And if that's what Romeo Doubs ends up being, and Wicks and Reed, who both had really good games today, continue to emerge, then he's got a really good spot.
Who's the Jaden Reed comp? Who's our Jaden Reed comp? Who do we want him to be? Besides being Jaden Reed, who do we look at and say, man, if he has that, because he has been, everybody was raving about him. He's been better than advertised. He has been everything we could have ever hoped for as a rookie receiver. Who do we want? Like, if we look back and say in 10 years, this is the guy we want to have at that spot, who would it be?
A more durable Randall Cobb?
I think we might be setting the bar low there.
Yeah, that could be. Could be. But that's kind of what I see with him being, and if he ends up being able to, because the one thing in the one knock that we learned about Randall after Jordy got hurt is Cobb really couldn't play on the outside. He was pretty much almost strictly a slot guy, and I think Jaden, as he continues to grow, should be able to do it all.
I'd say Jennings.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's Greg Jennings, we're all pretty pleased.
If he's Greg Jennings, that's a home run of a pick. Yep. Without a doubt. So that is Flush It or Flesh It, Tausch. It is presented by our friends at the Gordon Flesh Company.
Indeed it is. It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's true on the football field as it is in the office, so it's good to know you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side for more than 65 years. What a great number, 65. GFC has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon and Lexmark dealer, Gordon Flesh Company delivers the latest office technology, serviced and supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
We are going to get to our dogs of the game, plus get back to your phone calls. Coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Buckle up. It's all systems go at Potawatomi. Plug in to high wattage play and you could win an all-electric BMW i7. Play now through September with your club card. Prize drawings on Thursdays. There's a shocking $800,000 in total prizes on the line, including the luxury BMW i7. It's time to electrify your drive. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More info at paysbig.com/BMW. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 Best history. Your kids will call it totally lit. But we like ruggability. And you'll like the Incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Santa's back. Back again. Santa's back.
That's not a Christmas song, Dad.
That's true, Sid, but I'm celebrating our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringles Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch, where you could win Kringle for a year. It's back for another year.
Can I enter?
Sure, anyone can. All you have to do is submit your own original jingle to celebrate the holidays and Racine Danish Kringle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. There's only one requirement. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. Or if you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with the Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new holiday stick sampler.
Sweet dreams of holiday Kringle, Mary Berry and apple, and lots of icing too.
Sid, what are you doing?
I'm working on my jingle. Kringle, I love you.
Stoughton Health, in collaboration with patient and family advisors, seeks to advance the healthcare experience at Stoughton Health by providing a forum for past patients and families to provide feedback on a variety of healthcare and other related topics. Advisors offer constructive feedback on their personal journey at Stoughton Health, helping to elevate the patient experience and increase satisfaction. Interested? Please call Amy at 608-873-2308.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Second down, up the sideline goes Tucker Kraft. Kraft still going, leaping, toe tapping, and in for a Packer touchdown.
Packers defeat the Chargers 23-20 today. You can join us on the Bodabox line 800-990-3776. Tausch also got to get out of here. We'll quickly get to the dog of the game. But first, let's get out to Levi in Plover. He's been patiently waiting on the line. Levi, you're on Green Bay Game Night with Homer, Gabe, and Tausch.
Hello, guys. Whew, finally I could talk to Tausch before he leaves. But anyway, I just wanted to tell Homer, what was it like to watch the Packer game at 8 a.m. local time this morning? I just wanted to ask you that quick for,
It's not. I have kept my watch at exactly Milwaukee time. I have been going to sleep at 8 o'clock and got up this morning at 3. The Denny's is 24/7. My wife and I have had breakfast there the last 2 days at 5:15 in the morning. So it's been fine.
All right. And Tausch, I'll be quick. I got some trivia questions for you guys this week if Jesse can even be back. But anyway, about today's game.
Yeah, he needs the help for sure. He needs it.
Yeah, I got it for him. But I just want to highlight one play that I really liked today was when Jalen Reed scored that touchdown. Musgrave and who's number 18 again? I can't remember. That big block, that big touchdown he had in the second quarter. I thought that was like the play of the game in my opinion today, especially in the second quarter. So, but that's all I got. I just can't think of anything else. I just want to say, keep up the good work, fellas. And Tausch, that headline the other day, I agree with Jason. I kind of got a little spooked a little bit, though. But it was still funny, though. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, it was a little creepy. No question about it. Thanks, Levi. Have a good Thanksgiving. That's the thing about today's game. You can pinpoint a bunch. Obviously, I know what Homer's going to say. Old boy dropping the touchdown pass because it's about the Chargers. It's not about
it's about 30 seconds left in the game, sir.
Yeah, hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. That's how I would respond to that. But that's the beauty of what we saw today is there was a lot of big plays by a lot of these young players that just keep growing and getting better. And again, I asked this, and I know we put the poll up about Jordan Love, but is there any young Packers player that we're disappointed in? And I know Gabe said Romeo Doubs, but I think even saying disappointed
is
Doubs,
strong.
Walker.
Walker. That's what I'm saying. It's just too strong. The only one I would say it would be Christian Watson to this point. And that's nothing against Christian, and I know his brother's a listener.
His dad, you don't want to run afoul of his family, especially after he had a touchdown today, Tausch. So
you don't
tread carefully.
I'll take on his family anytime.
No, but all I'm saying is you're just seeing all these young players grow and start making a name for themselves because everybody gets excited, especially around trade deadline. We got to get this guy. We got to get this guy. And you have to always remember those guys weren't guys until they became guys. And we're starting to see our guys become guys. I think I said guys 50 times, but I know you guys know what I'm saying.
It was a little Yogi Berra-ish, but yeah, I'm following you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's go ahead and get to our, not guides of the game, it's our dogs of the game.
It's time for the Sit Mean Sit.
Yeah, we got
Dog of the game.
John Money Alexander.
Christian Watson. Quinn Walker.
He's a dog.
Aaron Jones. Kenny Clark.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
Tausch, who do you got? Your dog of the game.
Before I say my dog of the game, Homer, do you force your wife to do the same thing with her watch? Like, does she really want to be over at Denny's eating at 4:15 a.m.? What if she says, Steve, cut this, stop being a lunatic, and change your clock so we can have breakfast and watch the sunrise and have some fresh fruit on the beach since we're in Hawaii? Or you say, nope, we're doing this and we're going to Denny's at 4 a.m.
No, she has the right to control everything. When she comes on the trip, I, for example, never bring golf clubs. I do not play golf, and if she wanted to do it later,
Kapalua is great though. Hey, get out there and play around at Kapalua. Just grab 9 while you're up at 3 in the morning when she's still sleeping.
No, she is up. I would not do this if she was. She has trouble sleeping, and I feel bad.
Okay.
I just can't believe that's got to be one of the worst things in life to have trouble sleeping. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right.
As somebody who used to have to drive Homer to Madison when we did remotes in Madison, I can assure you, Homer does not have any trouble sleeping.
A little zonk out time. Man, I'll tell you what, there is a bunch of dogs that I could pick, and I love leaving the low-hanging fruit. But since Homer's awake too early to enjoy that low-hanging fruit out on the beaches of Hawaii, I'm taking Jordan Love today because I don't know if there could be anybody else that could be the dog of the game. And I haven't had a 300-yard passer in forever. Haven't won a game, a close, tight game in forever. Jordan Love hadn't been able to close out a game when he's had the ball in his hands in a one-score game ever in his career. He did it all today. That's why he deserves a woof, woof, woo, woo, woof, woof, woof. Big-time dog of the game, Jordan Love.
Home slice?
I agree 1,000%. And on top of that, the key is, on that drive, he was lucky on the fumble. He was lucky on the penalty on 3rd and 20. But he took advantage of those two lucky spots. He made the long pass to Wicks and a gorgeous pass to Dobbs. So, yes, that he got breaks, and then in that drive, benefiting from those breaks, he made 2 big plays. And, percentage completion, 60-something percent?
67.5, I think.
Yeah, he's something I should watch.
He's tracking the right way, man. I just watched that Twitter video again of old boy dropping that tutter. What were we doing with that coverage at the end of the game?
I don't know. Valentine was so good and aggressive all game, and he just stopped running. I don't know what he was doing.
We know what he was doing. Yeah, he didn't think they would go long. He was short. He was playing it short. That's what he was doing. He's an aggressive guy, and he got crushed. So yes, Jordan Love. When you get those breaks, you come up great. But he did. That's correct.
To go a little bit different direction than you guys, because every time he touches the ball, seemingly a big play is happening. I'm going Dontavian Wicks, because he's the one who made the play to set them up for the game-winning touchdown. Because, Homer, as you mentioned, things just weren't going the Packers' way, even though they had the penalty on 3rd and 20. Then it's an incomplete pass to Watson. Then they just dump one off, get it to Wicks. He absorbs a big hit, stays on his feet, and gets a bunch of yak, getting them into Charger territory. And then they're able to punch it in just a couple of plays later with Love finding Romeo Dobbs. So I am going to go Dontavian Wicks because, again, every time it touches the ball, it seems like it's a big one. He had 3 catches, 91 yards today on 5 targets. Dontavian Wicks is my dog of the game. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh,
I did not give any dog things because Jordan Love deserves better.
Oh my gosh, dog needs some penicillin.
You got to take your dog to the vet.
Dog does not do well getting up at 4 in the morning.
The only negative of this all, Homer, you're a big Prize Picks guy like myself. Yeah. They're going to start catching on because he's been absolute money on PP with his.
What was he today?
They've continued,
45,
I think 20,
50?
and it was, they're going to start cranking that up because he just continues to produce. And you just wonder, you put 3 wideouts. Matt LaFleur's going with his best. Dontavian Wicks needs to be out on the field.
Yeah.
He has to be. Mm-hmm. And he has been, and he's producing.
Watson's number 4.
Fun to watch.
Hope his family's listening.
That's what it's certainly starting to look like.
I mean, they didn't target Christian
looking like,
until, was that the end of the half or early second? It was almost a half before Christian Watson got his first target of the game.
I legit was wondering if something happened. That's what I was wondering.
Dog of the game, it's brought to you by Sit Means Sit. If your dog doesn't always listen, or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule a free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com. Check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Tausch, we always appreciate it. Look forward to more of your analysis of this game. Tomorrow morning, Wilde and Tausch starts at 9 a.m. on ESPN Wisconsin.
Yeah, and fellas, as a little wrap-up, I just think it's been a long, tough season up to this point. And you know how it takes a while. I'm not going to go into an analogy, but good things come to those who wait. And I think that there was, what are we going to see? And all of the strife and angst that we felt in October, there's going to be a lot. It seems like we're starting around Thanksgiving, which is when Bill Belichick said, teams start coming together. It feels like this team is starting to come together, and there's a lot of things to be thankful about as a Green Bay Packer fan after watching today's game.
Plenty of phone calls to get to on that Boda Box Wine line, plus we've got some texts as well. That's all coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar. or celebrate your team's victory in Horizons Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
The holidays are coming quick, and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton is the place to be this holiday season. Whether you're entertaining your top clients or rewarding your favorite teammates, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton is the spot for you. And of course, if you have family in town or you're looking for a holiday dinner with your significant other, there's no better place to take them than Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. As always, don't miss that horseshoe bar, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. The best place to go, especially this holiday season.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, this is Eric Name of The Athletic. You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee, alongside Homer and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, here's Gabe Neitzel.
Packers victorious 23-20 over the Los Angeles Chargers at Lambeau Field. Packers now 4-6, 3-2 at Lambeau Field. So 3 of the 4 wins have come at home in front of the Packers fans in Green Bay. You can join the conversation, 800-990-3776. That is the Buddha Box One line. Homer and Gabe with you for the next couple of hours. Jason Wilde, of course, going to be joining us as well. Somebody on the talk and text line had asked about the running backs. Now, after the game, Matt LaFleur had said that they did not believe that the injury for Aaron Jones was going to be long-term. But when you say, hey, we don't think it's going to be long-term, that also doesn't mean that he's going to be ready to play, especially on Thursday.
There's no way he's playing Thursday.
So I doubt that. Emmanuel Wilson, meanwhile, said his shoulder popped out of its socket in the first half. Took him to the locker room for x-rays during the game. He's looking forward to coming back, according to Ryan Wood of the Journal-Sentinel, saying, quote, I know physically I'm going to be all right. I don't know how quickly you can play after your shoulder pops out of its socket.
Is Melvin Gordon still playing? We got any former Badgers out there to bring in? Because they got to have somebody.
So maybe Gordon was on someone's practice squad and then was activated. Was that with the Ravens, I want to say? I don't know if he's still on their 53 or not. But, yeah, you're going to have to probably be scouring some practice squads for opportunities for running backs because they're going to need more than one, certainly, when they take on the Lions. Also a question here from Brian in the Shaw, Homer, regarding Christian Watson on the talk and text line, 800-990-3776. Does Watson get any credit for the touchdown catch today? Perfectly thrown ball, still not aggressive to go up and catch. Fair or too critical?
That's too critical. I mean, that was the worst coverage I think I've ever seen. All he did was run across the field and a guy ran into another. I mean, there was nobody, and it was a nice pass. It had to be thrown exactly the way it was, and I guess he gets credit for. What am I giving him credit for above just
being fast? Well, because he was able to run that and get that quickly across the defense.
Yeah, I didn't get the feeling that it was because he was that fast, but yeah, I'll give him. I don't know that.
I'm not taking anything away from him.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No. Those are the plays that I think they have to use him with, where he's just running, and they get him the ball, and the ball was thrown perfectly in terms of the timing of, quickly enough. But yeah, I think
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, he was open enough. He didn't have to, like, go up and get it. Just let the ball come to you.
No, he's not going to go up and get it. No one should expect him to go up and get it, but he's going to be a guy, to me, like Tyreek Hill, that he plays more like he's 5'6". Don't start thinking that. But he's so fast, you could still get him the ball. And I haven't lost faith in him at all. I just don't think you can expect him to do those things that catch the ball in traffic and those kind of stuff. And I don't know that he has to.
Yeah, but I think after today, though, it's very obvious to me that Jayden Reed is their I don't know if he's their number one receiver, but he's somebody that probably after Aaron Jones, they're looking to get him touches in different ways.
Yeah. No, you nailed it. When you said those guys are 1-2, and I think they probably are 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, Jayden Reed had 3 carries today. They gave it to him 3 times on end-arounds. I mean, he got stuffed for 1 and had 46 yards on the other 2. And then, Dontavian Wicks, who his snap counts continue to be down because I think Christian Watson's still out there, although Wicks probably cut into that a little bit today. I'll be curious to see what the snap counts are. But every time he's out there, he's making plays. 3 catches, 91 yards today for Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah, no, he's better.
Yeah.
He's just better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have the chance for Watson Laws to have incredible plays and to be incredibly explosive. They haven't really figured out how to do that from his limitations, and then there have been Jordan Love's limitations. But there's certainly that possibility. But in terms of all the different things that you want from a receiver, Wicks just has more of those qualities.
800-990-3776. Let's go out to Anthony in Milwaukee. Anthony, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Homer, one question. When's the last time we've had a 300-yard passer in Packer history?
When was the last time it happened?
Yeah.
For a game? Was it, I don't know, Gabe said it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, 31 games.
2021, Aaron Rodgers. Give Jordan Love the bag. That guy has the first 300-yard game in Packer history since 2021. Came after Aaron Rodgers. He's our guy. Okay. Second thing, Christian Watson, good guy. Family needs to stay off Twitter. I agree. Guy needs to stay off Twitter. And then Dante Wicks, second guy in the receiving core, and give Jayden Reed the ball. That's all I got to say.
I want to emphasize with the Christian Watson's family. I think I think everybody should go on Twitter, but they need consultation from me on how to handle it.
Yeah,
you can never, and I mean never, be bothered by anything anyone says on Twitter. You can disagree with it. You can. But you can't be bothered. If you're bothered by anything, then you don't understand Twitter. I mean, when I promoted, and I have and will continue, that Hank the dog should be in the the Brewers Walk of Fame, the number of kids and all the people to be over there, and someone tweeted right after that, F you and the dog. And I said, I can't compete with that. It's just too creative. But my point is, you can't be bothered by that. That's the nature of the beast. You do Twitter to try to help inform other people, unless you just want to get in a fight, which some people like to do. But like to his family, I would say, Christian, tell us about him. Tell us whatever you want that will better make us understand who and what he is. Unfortunately, what we're learning is about you and not him, which, again, is what the greatest thing about Twitter is to me. I don't know his dad, but I know him better now. And this is, when he tweets, it's more about him than his kid. You'd like it to be like, I understand him a little bit more, or whatever, the insight that you have as a result of being his father. So that's my Twitter speech, and I'll move on. But
well, and I know Anthony's not there anymore. Before you get too excited about a single 300-yard passing game, which I believe has been that was the longest current drought for a team, 31 games in the NFL. The Packers' record for yards in a game belongs to Aaron Rodgers and Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn once threw for 480 yards in a game. And in fact, Scott Tolzien, Homer, in his first 2 games back in 2013, threw for 280 and then 339 yards. So throwing for 300 yards is not – look, I'm excited that they ended the streak today, but I'm not willing to go, yeah, sign me up for 4 years, $160 million, because we had one 300-yard game today.
I actually like the 27-40 more than the 322 because no one should be surprised. Jordan Love entered the day leading the NFL in passes of more than 30 yards, leading the NFL. So it was just inevitable he's going to get to 300 yards because at some point you're going to have enough in one game, right?
Man, well, you're just – I don't understand. You're just so – I know you love it, and it just seems so disingenuous all at the same time.
That's a great – it's not disingenuous. It's an amazement. It's like when I heard it, I thought –
that can't be right.
Right. I thought maybe Jordan Love can fly. I really thought I've watched a different team. He can't be first in the league. But, you know, so no, it's not meant to be disingenuous, but your wonder as to why I can't stop talking about it is legitimate. And how many did they have today? When they had one catch that was like 28 yards, I'm going, damn, that cost Jordan Love one.
I think they only had 2 today. I think
35 to Wicks.
Yeah, I think Dontavian had both of them.
Wasn't there one? Yes, I got it. I thought there was one for 28 yards somewhere. Oh, Kraft.
Yeah, Kraft had one for 27.
Yes.
Had he been able to stay in bounds, that would have been over 30 yards.
Yeah.
But
so, no, it doesn't make any sense because it hasn't really changed that Jordan Love's difficulty throwing the ball long. And now, I'm sure every time they throw the ball long to Watson, the first thing I thought is, no, come on. No, do something else. And that's probably not fair to both of them. But at some point, I think he'll figure it out. I want to tell Jordan Love, throw it not so high, throw it quicker. Because he gets behind people so fast.
Yes.
And you can get it to him there before that safety or anybody can come over and help.
There is, if you're looking for more detailed breakdown of Jordan Love, he doesn't do it every week, but he does quarterbacks every week. Sometimes Jordan Love makes it in there, sometimes he doesn't. JT O'Sullivan has a YouTube page called the QB School, and he had a really good video about Jordan's performance last week where he talks about playing with more anticipation and some of the things that you're talking about, Homer. So JT O'Sullivan, who was a backup quarterback in the NFL for a while, so certainly knows what he's talking about. Good YouTube videos if everybody wants to check those out. You can join us on the BotaBox Wine line, 800-990-3776. Football fans, tailgating season is here. If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Botify your beverage choice. BotaBox Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, fitting perfectly in your cooler or trunk. And there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. 1 3-liter box of BotaBox is equivalent to 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics. BotaBox, this is how we Bota. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. BotaBox Vineyards, Manteca, California. 800-990-3776. Your calls as we continue next on Green Bay Game Night.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Buckle up. It's all systems go at Potawatomi. Plug in to high wattage play and you could win an all-electric BMW i7. Play now through September with your club card. Prize drawings on Thursdays. There's a shocking $800,000 in total prizes on the line, including the luxury BMW i7. It's time to electrify your drive. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More info at paysbig.com/BMW. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and if you want to win at tailgating, you need to Botify your beverage choice. BotaBox Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, so it fits perfectly in your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. 1 3-liter Boda box is equivalent to 4 regular bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics Boda Box. This is how we Boda. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Boda Box Vineyards, Manteca, California.
With the holiday season just around the corner, it's important to find that perfect gift for your loved one. Jim Rutledge here for Chalmers Jewelers, my go-to destination for holiday gifts. Their stunning jewelry never fails to impress. Better yet, it's custom, made by the great jewelers at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. So whether you want to treat someone special in your life or treat yourself, go to Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber's Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber's Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Brought House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room for the November 19th game. Book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, service, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Love, Watson, open, Watson, got it! Touchdown, Packers! How good does that feel for Christian Watson?
2 catches, 1 touchdown today for Christian Watson. Packers beat the Chargers 23-20. 800-990-3776 is the number to join the program on the Boda Box Wine Line. I'm Gabe along with Homer. Let's go out to Jason in Racine. Jason, you're on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Hi. So 2 things. For the people that are saying it's time to pay Jordan Love, forget it. Like, I think we need to take into consideration the defense that he was playing. Now, if he goes out there and puts a game together like that next week, you know, against a little bit better defense, then maybe you can start talking about that, but only talking. The other thing I just want to touch on.
I just want to emphasize, my point is I believe the Packers have decided, and it's not like they're going to sign it, but do it this week. But I think knowing that he drafted him, I think that Goody is comfortable with the belief that the future is going to be with Jordan Love at quarterback. So,
unfortunately, I agree with you, and yeah, that's a heart-sinking feeling right now. I mean, I hope that changes over time, but as far as like Wicks and Reed go, those guys, you know, watching football as much as you know everybody does. Like, you can see when they're in the game. It's just different, and you don't get that from Watson. Dobbs made a great catch at the end for that touchdown. I love, like, the difference between him and all them other guys is he went up and high-pointed that ball and snatched it away to not give the defender any time. I just think Watson isn't really the guy that the Packers need especially in the 1 or 2.
I don't think you're alone in thinking that way, which has caused a lot of the strife on social media from his family.
Yeah, see, and I think he can put up some incredible numbers, yards per catches, maybe touchdowns. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what you have to do to be a 2. I mean, is he going to have tons of catches? No, but I think he has the chance, once he and Love figure it out, and I think it's with both of them, to just be a weapon that scares people. So is scaring people enough to be a 2?
No. I mean, because right now, and again, his dad did him no favors by posting the first 2 years of Davante Adams' career out there. All right, then you better be Davante Adams in year 3, Christian. That's inadvertently the pressure that his dad put on him. His rookie year was very similar to that of Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And MVS, you can have a fine career in the NFL. I mean, MVS signed a $33 million deal. He's making $11 million per year, not having as productive of a season this year in Kansas City as he did his first year. But would you have been comfortable with MVS at any time with him being the number 2 for the Packers?
No, but I think I will be disappointed if Christian Watson isn't better than MVS. But that would be the difference I would make. I expect him to. I don't know what the numbers will have to be better than. But I'll be bummed if he isn't better than MVS. But
I guess at this point I don't know what to expect out of him.
Okay.
I just don't.
I can't dispute your opinion at all. I think I'm out on the limb a little bit.
I mean, what gives you? Again, he's a second-year guy making that transition from an FCS school, and the problem is they didn't have any veterans really to help him along, and then they heaped these expectations on him in year 2, and he's crumbled a little bit under those expectations. But there are just so many. He has so far to go in these last, now for the Packers, 7 games to continue to grow. Because, again, it seemed like he just – anytime – he took a big hit today, took a big hit last week. Those are, to me, him taking steps forward, taking that hit and actually staying on the field.
Yep.
Because it's happened too many times where he's taken a hit or not even taken a hit. He just falls flat on his back on the turf, and he's got to run out of the game because he can't continue. You have to be able to play through some sort of pain in the NFL. That's just part of the deal. And he has not proven a consistent ability to do that.
Yeah, I just want to see him run more. He's the rotor, but he's just got to be where he's running before people can touch him, and that's to me what his career is going to be.
You can't be a 2 then. He can't be a 2. Then he can be a 3.
Right. Okay, I don't know.
Because you have to be able to beat press coverage. You have to be able to deal with and have a solution for that if you want to be a top 2 receiver for a decent team.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll find a solution for that. Just don't ask me what it is.
I'm going to ask you what makes you believe that. I'll ask that.
Yeah, no, he just has incredible speed. Just incredible
So that's all
speed.
it takes is somebody with speed, and you think that they'll figure it out.
In his case, yes. I mean, he can play football. It's not like I don't see him as a track guy, but I think he can, however I have to maneuver so that people can't hit me and stop me. Because once I get going, see you later, dudes. But your questioning of my position is legitimate. I'm out on the limb. You're not on the limb. There are limitations that he has that make it easy for you to say what you're saying, and, probably you're right. But I think that Jordan Love has hurt him in some regard, in regards of how good he could be at this point. And so I'm anticipating he'll get better, find a better way to take advantage of Watson's speed. So.
800-990-3776. Larry in California is up next. Larry, you're on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Yeah, well, I got to throw a little egg on my face, so to speak, with Homer when I predicted
now is this
4
is
wins.
this 4-win Larry?
Yeah, this is Homer. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to just admit they're going to win more than 4 now because there is no way.
I looked at.
They can't lose all of the last 5 games.
They're not going to lose 7 straight.
No, they cannot lose all of the last 5 games unless they don't show up physically. Like you've just lost. They're going to win more than 4.
Well,
you can say it. Go ahead.
Well, okay, they might win more than 4, but they're not going to make the playoffs. So I don't know why some people think that they could make the playoffs because they're not.
Well, Larry, it's hard to listen to you. You said they weren't going to win 4 games. They're already at 4, and they have 100 left to go. So your credibility right now is pretty low. I don't know if you want to really mess up with everyone else. If I was 4-win Larry, Gabe, introduce me as 4-win Larry.
Joining the program now, 4-win Larry. Larry, take it away.
Yeah, I was wrong. I will simply observe the rest of the season and observe how wrong I was.
We appreciate your time, Larry. Larry, your phone call has not gone that way.
No. You guys, let me just tell you.
How many games do they have left, Larry? You said they wouldn't win 4. They've won 4. How many games do they have left? Do you even know? Like they have 7 games left.
They got 7 games left.
Yes. If they got to a 4th win with 2 games left, then you could maybe have some credibility. They're not going to win 4. They won 4 with 7 games remaining. Gabe, am I being too mean to 4-win Larry?
No, because he's, again, you started this call, Larry, saying you were going to put egg on your face, and then you've tried to talk your way out of it. No, you haven't worn it. You've tried to talk yourself out of it and try to point to other things.
What do you want me to do, Gabe?
I want you to say it was a horrible prediction. A horrible prediction.
It was a horrible prediction at the beginning of the season when I said they wouldn't win more than 4 games. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Beautiful. You did what Homer wanted you to do.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Homer, so you got one on me this time.
I don't have any one of you. But what do you think? Where did you go wrong? What have they done better than you anticipated, or what's your observation of the team?
Well, I think they've played some mediocre teams. To be honest with you, the 2 LA teams they should have lost to. I mean, Herbert's so overrated, and then Stafford didn't play.
Whoa, Larry, I got to stop you there. I don't know how you can watch Justin Herbert play and not and think that guy's he's unbelievable. Like some of the balls he fit into some of the tight windows, just the lasers that he throws. Like his receivers let him down today. The coaching staff lets him down. That dude he's it. He is him. Like Justin Herbert's the real deal.
Well, his expectations out here in Los Angeles are so high every season, and somehow the Chargers just don't make the playoffs. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
they're just a horrible team, and the Rams are just like them.
Yeah, but the Rams are old and they've been beat up and
won a Super Bowl.
They got that going for them.
That was a gimme. God,
man,
please.
Gimme Super Bowls, all right, Larry. Yeah,
yes, I'll take them.
Now.
I'll take all gimmies.
I'll take a gimme Super Bowl. Wherever people are giving away the gimme Super Bowls, Homer, sign me up for one. If you happen to be wandering around Hawaii and you find where they're giving away the gimme Super Bowls, please sign me up for one.
I feel bad for who's the coach of the Saints now?
The coach of the Saints?
No, I'm sorry, Denver.
Oh, Sean Payton.
Can you imagine how much he would love to be the coach of the Chargers?
That's a much better job.
Oh, my gosh.
Much better job.
Oh, I don't know who, but I don't know what Herbert does, but I agree with you totally. I said I thought the guy's going to get fired after this week because the view of the Packers being so bad that might irritate the ownership, but I don't – that's
going to be the most sought-after job next year.
Yes.
Because there's no – I mean, I think everybody agrees that Staley, whether he gets fired with 7 games, 6 games, if he gets fired at the end of the season, nobody thinks he's going to be there in 2024. But that's going to be the most sought-after job because of Justin Herbert.
Yes. I don't know who's the best coach out there. I mean, I'd love to see the coach of USC, but then the Chargers would give up 60 points every game, so it can't be him, but –
Is that Bill Belichick's retirement spot?
Wow. That would That's as long as he doesn't get to be the GM and somebody else gets to pick all the players.
Yeah.
I want to see a really good coach go there just to see how good they could be.
Yeah. Because he's the real deal, and that defense has let him down. Obviously, you saw all the drop passes that they had today, but I don't know how you watch Justin Herbert and not realize how good that dude is.
Yeah, and he's better athletically than you think in terms of he has that ability to kind of know how fast the people are, when to move, not move. Sometimes I think about Jordan Love. I don't think he has a real feeling of the people around him. There were a couple plays I thought.
But that probably comes with playing more. After you haven't played in a while, my guess is that's one of the last things that'll come. Because that's to me, that's something when you're comfortable with everything else around you, that's when you know where everybody's going to be, and you can kind of start using that athleticism a little bit more that we've seen from Jordan Love. Yes. But I think as he continues to grow more confidence, just kind of that feel for the pressure or people around him or how fast some people are, I think that can come. Because, Justin Herbert and Jordan Love, probably pretty similar athletes in terms of their speed, their size, and things like that. If you want to talk about running the football, I think they're pretty similar. And Justin Herbert had 73 yards rushing today.
Yeah, no, I think I'm not saying that Love can't do it because I think he can, but there are just some people that just seem to have the ability to have the right feel about when you can get a couple extra yards or when you can run, and it's not. And you're right, it's not like he's just incredibly fast. Or with Mahomes, Mahomes seems like a freak sometimes.
Yeah,
Herbert just seems like he just has a feel for doing the right thing, throwing all the factors around. So.
But the Packers were able to, I think you'd be crazy not to like Justin Herbert at this point. But the Packers did defeat Herbert and the Chargers today, 23-20. Back to the Motor Box One line, 800-990-3776, as we continue here on Green Bay Game Night. But first, you can ring the bell and tip-tap for Green Bay's pro team this football season. Salvation Army salutes bell ringers this holiday season and asks that you donate into the Red Kennels, or, because very few people have cash on them anymore, you can donate electronically with TipTap. Your support helps those in need throughout Wisconsin. More Green Bay Game Night coming up next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Spend Black Friday at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, and you got a chance to make it a Cash Friday. On Friday, November 24th from 5 to 8 p.m., 21 winners will spin the prize wheel and take home between $500 and $5,000 cash each in our Cash Friday promotion. Plus, November 24th is Ho-Chunk Day, and we're celebrating by giving the first 500 guests that visit our Rewards Club booth $25 in rewards play. Make Cash Friday part of your holiday tradition at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Dash the Dane. That's right, Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has expanded their delivery offerings with DoorDash. New customers get $5 off your first order of $25 or more. And don't forget, Dash Pass subscribers always receive free delivery. Order delivery today at GreatDanePub.com or on the DoorDash app and get food delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Bring the love of Wisconsin's outdoors in through the beauty and quality craftsmanship of Pella Windows and Doors. Whether you're updating or upgrading the look and comfort of your home, Pella has extensive lines of customizable options to meet your needs and your budget. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry. 0% interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
Santa's back. Back again. Santa's back.
That's not a
Christmas song, Dad.
That's true, Sid, but I'm celebrating our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringles Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch, where you could win Kringle for a year. It's back for another year.
Can I enter?
Sure, anyone can. All you have to do is submit your own original jingle to celebrate the holidays and Racine Danish Kringle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. There's only one requirement. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. Or if you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with the Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new Holiday Stick Sampler.
Sweet dreams of holiday Kringle, Mary Berry and apple, and lots of icing too.
Sid, what are you doing?
I'm working on my jingle. Kringle, I love you.
It's that time of year where we give thanks to everything we are thankful for. And here at Metro Kia Madison, we are thankful for you, our wonderful community, and our customers. To honor that, Metro Kia Madison is giving you great deals this November. Get into a sporty 2024 Kia Niro for $299 per month for 24 months, with $3,495 due at signing to qualified credit. Great deals are also available on the 2024 Kia Seltos. Search inventory at MetroKiaMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wildick for Associated Bank. Looking for a bank with home field advantage? You got it. At Associated Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors. That's why scoring a Packers checking account is the right play for your pay. And here's the kicker. Your Packers debit card gets you 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop. Join the team today. Open your Packers checking account at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Associated Bank, the bank of the Packers since 1919. Your money works here. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Bennett in motion and falling down is Eckler. The ball popping out loose on the turf at the 5-yard line. Packers think they have it. That ball bounced twice. Who comes up with it at the bottom of the pile? Green Bay does. And the Chargers cough it up at the 5.
Chargers were knocking on the door. Turned it over. Packers took advantage. They win 23-20 over the Chargers at Lambeau Field. Next up for the Pack. We're now 4-6. Lions, Thanksgiving, 11:30 a.m. Central kickoff in that one. But we're still reacting to this game. Jason Wilde going to be joining us in about 20 minutes or so to give us the latest from Lambeau Field as well. 800-990-3776 is the number to get into the Boda Box wine line. Let's go out to Chris in Muskego. Chris, you're on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
How's it going, gentlemen?
What's going on, Chris?
Hey, I'll take the W. But win or lose, I predicted they'd win 5 to 7 games this year. I'm happy with the last several weeks of the baby steps and progression the offense is making. Defense is what it is. Everybody's talking about, Watson. Well, in my opinion, I think they're using him in the wrong way. Besides, I'll just have him do go routes and throwing them the bomb. They need to use him more in crossing routes. The kid knows how to run some routes. At least get him in crossing patterns, just like you get in the Philadelphia game. How do you get that big thing? On a crossing route. Rodgers threw him to crossing routes, plus on a deep ball. So, ease up on the kid. Everybody in Packer history other than Sterling Sharp took 2, 3, and 4 years to develop. DA, everybody wanted to get rid of him in the second and third year. Fourth year, he turned in. Jordy Nelson, he didn't break in and start being real good to the Super Bowl in his third season when Donald Driver got hurt. That was Jordy Nelson's breakout game, the Super Bowl in 2011. So give these kids some breaks. I'm like what I'm seeing. It's a progression. You got to take time. It ain't going to happen overnight. Everybody just stop all the playoff.
Yeah, but see,
talk.
here's the problem.
Here's
the problem. When you make comparisons to like Jordy Nelson, he's not going to be as good as Jordy Nelson. And when you make comparisons to players like that, then like it took them. Well, but you could make somebody else who didn't do much the first 3 years and didn't do much after that. No, he's not Jordy Nelson. He's not Devontae Adams. He's not. Like I said, I'm hoping. I don't know who Corey Bradford, but I think he'll have better numbers than that. But
you're right, Homer. He's not them. But
right. So then why would you bring up their numbers?
My point is
Yeah.
It takes time. There's only since 2000, 2001, there's only 27% of wide receivers drafted in the first round that got a second contract with their teams. The most people who's ever gotten a second contract with their teams is offensive linemen drafted. So no matter what round the people are drafted in, it takes time to develop. Some do, some don't. But you got to give them time. They screwed the pooch when they gave Rodgers that one-year rental contract. That screwed the franchise. They have no money to go out and sign a quality wide receiver as a veteran to help teach these guys. I mean, the last receiver
they had no interest. They had no interest doing that. There's no reason that you can think they had no interest in doing it. It wasn't money. He didn't bring in veteran players. How many veteran guys? Look at the years of Goody over all the years and try to tell me that he spends time bringing in veteran wide receivers. Never.
Well, he didn't have to. He didn't have to until a couple years ago.
The reason that they
lost Homer, they didn't have a reason to. And when Murphy decided not to pay him when he wanted to do it, and then he waited a year and said, "Okay, let's try to give you another contract." DA already said, "I'm gone." That's a Murphy screw up. Rodgers being signed to that
that's not a Murphy screw up. But if you want to put it on, I don't even know how you can even pretend to put that one on Murphy. But that's impressive.
How? Because Murphy, as he said in the press conference, everything runs through me. I make all the final decisions. That's Murphy's own words when they hired LaFleur. When Gutekunst didn't even want LaFleur, they wanted to keep going and searching more content, more people for the job.
So according to this line of thinking, Chris, Gutekunst doesn't get any credit for anything because ultimately it was Murphy who made the decision. He doesn't get any blame, doesn't get any credit because Murphy made the final decision.
Murphy made the final decision on two major contracts that hurt the Packers, and that is Rodgers and that's DA when they could have signed him the year earlier. Now, as far as he got the Smith brothers, the first time they went out to free agency and got something, that's Goody.
Okay, all right, Chris, you're just okay. We don't need to go into the history lesson there. It's just Brian Gutekunst is responsible for player acquisition. Like that's
right.
Just,
and I think in general
he screwed up. He screwed up the Devontae Adams situation. Didn't offer Devontae. Devontae has said as much that the Packers screwed that up. That's squarely on Brian Gutekunst.
And my only question is that you'd have to have some evidence to know for sure that Goody wanted to do something and Murphy said, "No, I want you to do this."
Correct.
I mean, I thought that Goody didn't want to sign Rodgers to the extension, but Murphy wanted him to. But someone who knows way more than me said that he believes that Goody may have not wanted it to do it personally, but he felt it was in the best interest of the organization. Like whatever he felt about Rodgers wasn't important enough to justify not signing him. So he did it because he thought it was what's best for the organization. And Murphy could be in charge of everything. Murphy could be deciding the size of the toilet paper. But I don't know that there's ever been any evidence that he has. I mean, yes, the owner or the boss president is always in charge of everything, but you have to judge him based on is there any evidence that he has not let his people do what they wanted to do. And I'd say he has.
I'm going to give you the real conundrum about the Christian Watson situation. And we're going to do that coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Adulting in the fall means responsible spiking. For pumpkin spice or whatever your preferred fall drink concoction is, spike it with rum chata. It's a solution for any occasion. Rum chata is the world's finest liqueur featuring premium Caribbean rum combined with vanilla, cinnamon, and the highest quality dairy cream sourced from Wisconsin. Enjoy a smooth shot or a tantalizing spiked beverage with Rum Chata Original. And, backed by popular demand for a limited time, Rum Chata Peppermint Bark. Rum Chata, the superior way to spike and sip responsibly this fall.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Dr. Schwab is a board-certified general surgeon who can help with many simple and outpatient procedures to alleviate varicose and spider veins. Visit StoughtonHealth.com to learn more. StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that. And so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in November. That's $500 off per eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in November of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wavelength price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at tlcoffer.com.
The holidays are coming quick, and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton is the place to be this holiday season. Whether you're entertaining your top clients or rewarding your favorite teammates, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton is the spot for you. And of course, if you have family in town or you're looking for a holiday dinner with your significant other, there's no better place to take them than Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. As always, don't miss that horseshoe bar, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. The best place to go, especially this holiday season.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. We're an independent, fee-based firm specializing in customized investment management, tax-aware wealth planning, and personalized client service. We're a steward along your financial journey because you deserve more than a run-of-the-mill experience. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Just let me cry.
Finds Wicks, who bounces off contact. Wicks with a first down and more, trying to turn on the speed of the ankle tackle. At the 25, Eric Kendricks saving the day for the Chargers for the moment, for the pickup of 36 for Dontavian Wicks.
Once again, Jay Wicks making plays for the Packers today. That was a big one. Set up a Packers touchdown that eventually gave them the lead and the win today at home over the Chargers, 23-20. He's Homer. I'm Gabe.
Yes, rum chata is the perfect blend of rum, cream, cinnamon, and vanilla flavors, selecting the finest ingredients to create the world's finest liqueur, combining premium Caribbean rum, the highest quality dairy cream, sourced right here from Wisconsin, and Mexican spice. Backed by popular demand, also rum chata peppermint bark is now in stores for a limited time. Rum chata, have your unusual. You can find rum chata original and rum chata peppermint bark at your local grocer or your favorite liquor store, bottled right here in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. What were you going to say about I couldn't wait? About Christian Watson.
I don't have snap counts from this game, Homer, but I'm just going off the snap counts from last week against Pittsburgh. Christian Watson played 21 more snaps than Dontavian Wicks. Yeah. So the problem with, we just got to be patient with Christian Watson. You just got to keep giving him chances. You just got to give him chances. The big reason why or one of the reasons, I should say, that Brian Gutekunst didn't want any veterans on this team is because he didn't want to take snaps away from the guys that he wanted to grow and develop. Well, I want to see more snaps for Dontavian Wicks. And while being patient with Christian Watson, I get it. You still have him for 2 more years. He's coming from an FCS school. It's going to take time for him. It takes time. I get that. But what if you have somebody like Dontavian Wicks behind him who's showing promise, who's showing potential, that every time he touches the football, good things are happening for your team? What do you do with Christian Watson then? Do you just stay the course and continue to give him 75% of the offensive snaps? Or do you give Dontavian Wicks, who, by the way, is also helping out your quarterback, who you also want to develop? Like, that's the real problem, is right now Christian Watson is blocking more snaps for guys like Dontavian Wicks. And
yeah,
that's the real problem.
He should be getting less.
Yes.
I'm not saying like...
I'm not saying bench him and have him play 3 snaps like Malik Heath or anything, but I would like to see...
Should be the same, closer
to the same.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the more Dontavian Wicks plays and the more you see him out on the field, I can't remember the caller who said it earlier, when you see Tay Wicks on the field, it just looks and feels different. When you see Tay Wicks and Jaden Reed on the field, it looks and feels different. And those 2 guys constantly make plays. You heard, if you were watching the game on TV today, the broadcast crew was just raving about how much Matt LaFleur raved about Jaden Reed. And Reed had 7 touches today, 3 carries, 4 receptions. They're clearly finding ways to get him the football. And as Dontavian Wicks continues to make big plays for this team, they're going to continue to do the same for him, especially if Christian Watson, who did have a touchdown today, but 2 catches, 21 yards. Last week, 2 catches, 27 yards. If he continues to put up games like that, why should he be playing more than Dontavian Wicks?
Well, he shouldn't, but it'll be a judgment of LaFleur more than anything else. I mean, LaFleur, I don't know that he cares that much when someone's drafted. He just cares about who can make his team win.
And at this point, I don't care that Christian Watson was a 2nd-round pick and Tay Wicks was a 5th-round pick. That doesn't matter to me right now, Homer. What matters to me is that Tay Wicks has looked better and has earned more, to me, has earned more opportunities than Christian Watson at this point in the season.
Yes, and I would think LaFleur, this is a great one to watch because LaFleur's got his own future on the line. He's had a GM put together a ton of young kids, and if he doesn't feel that he's been given as much as he would have liked in terms of veterans in any way, then he damn well sure better be playing the best people today to help him win more games because LaFleur needs to do that for his career.
Yeah. So that's the real problem in terms of being patient and just constantly running Christian Watson out there. If there was nobody, if Tay Wicks wasn't doing what he had been doing over the last, 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say, and being as noticeable as he is, Homer, you just keep running him out there. Just keep him, having him grow. You hope things are going to get better. You hope that he continues to learn. But you can't just let him continue to float. There's got to be consequences for the actions. When somebody's playing as well as Dontavian Wicks is, you got to get him on the field more because that's what leads to more wins. If you want to actually have this thing go somewhere, if you want to build some momentum at the end of this season for 2024, the way Jason has talked about, and I know Rob Demoski's talked about when he's joined all the shows across ESPN Wisconsin, the way that the Green Bay Packers did in 2006 into 2007, as an example of that, where they were able to win their last 4 games in a row and parlayed that momentum and that confidence into a 13-3 NFC Championship game appearance season. If that's something that you want, you got to reward the guys that are playing well and doing the right things.
Yeah, as I said, I'm curious to see what LaFleur does because I do remember, tell me if I'm incorrect on this, that during the game they made some reference about Christian Watson about, well, even if he isn't catching, they're doing different things defensively against him or acting like his presence might help the other wide receivers, which I don't think there's necessarily much truth to that. But you watched the 22. I don't know. Is there I can't see why teams would be defending with that much concern about Christian Watson. They know he's fast. You have to address that. But in terms of what they're doing against him, helping the other receivers, didn't they talk about that a little bit today or bring it up?
Mark Sanchez may have, but in the plays that we've watched, that we've done the all 22, so each week. And if you have a suggestion of a play you want to see broken down, hit us up on the talk and text line at 800-990-3776. I pick 5 what I believe are consequential plays throughout the course of a game. Chewy and I watch them back on the all 22, and Chewy uses his football brain to break it down and let everybody know what's happening in those instances. And in those plays, I mean, I haven't really seen in those plays that we've been doing now for 3 weeks, teams doing anything drastically different to Christian Watson that has caused Jaden Reed or Romeo Doubs or Dontavian Wicks to get open just because there's so much attention being paid to Christian Watson. I have not seen that.
I want Chewy to talk about Kraft. I want him. Now we got a couple of tight ends to talk about, and Kraft is making some plays, and I'm curious as to the skills that he sees of those guys, Musgrave and Kraft now.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll break down the big play from Tucker Kraft, 27 yards, hurdling guys, making plays. And again, that's another guy that's coming from a lower level of football that just is going to take time. And Tucker Kraft probably, to me, would have benefited from more than anybody else, Homer, from having another tight end to take some of those snaps off of his plate, taking some of the things off of his plate, getting your feet underneath you, learning the position, understanding, getting in an NFL weight room, getting a little bit bigger, understanding what it takes to be a blocker at that position. But instead, he's been thrown into the fire, and it's taken him half of a season to have even a minimal impact of 2 catches for 32 yards. And I'm not expecting much from him the rest of the season, but it's good to see him at least get that one big play and have that moment in today's game.
Yeah, that's something you're alluding to it, and Chewy is saying, like, how much, assuming everything you say is accurate, and I think it is, then still, does that mean just to have a couple plays is pretty impressive for all the reasons that you stay and that you say? And now I'm wondering, how much could you anticipate him doing or hope that he might do before the year's over?
Yeah, I mean, again, a couple catches here and there, I think, is what you expect, because I think still the lion's share of the targets for tight ends are going to go to Luke Musgrave, but maybe he'll get opportunities going forward because Musgrave has become a bigger part of the Packers' offense the last handful of weeks. They defeat the Chargers today, 23-20. Jason Wilde tells us what it was like inside the locker room and at the podium after the game, as Jason Wilde joins us in 2 minutes here on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
It's that time of year where we give thanks to everything we are thankful for. And here at Metro Kia Madison, we are thankful for you, our wonderful community, and our customers. To honor that, Metro Kia Madison is giving you great deals this November. Get into a sporty 2024 Kia Niro for $299 per month for 24 months, with $3,495 due at signing to qualified credit. Great deals are also available on the 2024 Kia Seltos. Search inventory at MetroKiaMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
You heard the final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Homer and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, here's Gabe Neitzel.
Packers win 23-20 over the Chargers at home. Jordan Love, 300 yards passing. Over 300 yards passing for the Packers. That ends a 31-game streak without a 300-yard passer for the Green Bay Packers. To help us break down this win, we welcome in our friend, we welcome in our teammate, we welcome in Jason Wilde. Joins us here on Green Bay Game Night. I'm Gabe Neitzel along with Homer. Jason, good evening.
How we doing, dudes? Oh, wait, that's a different day. Sorry, Homer's not a dude. We established that on Friday. So.
Thank you.
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Doing great after the Packers win. What was the thing that stood out most to you watching the game from the press box today at Lambeau?
Well, there was certainly a lot that stood out, and there is part of me, being wired the way that I am, that thinks, man, this is so great, right? So great for Jordan, so great for this young team. You know, I don't know if you guys heard in the press conferences, but I asked both LaFleur and Love, you know, just how different it is. We can all talk about growth and improvement, and I was beating the drum about how last week was his best performance, and it was so important for him, even though the outcome wasn't what you wanted. But it's just not the same if you lose. Like, anybody worth their salt is not going to feel great about the fact that you got better, but you still lost, and he certainly didn't. And today, they did. They won. But it's hard not to look at the Chargers a little bit and go, they won because the Chargers managed to make some pretty serious mistakes, right? Like dropping a touchdown. You don't expect Keenan Allen to do that. Then late in the game, like, we can be all excited about how Joe Barry's defense came through, but, you know, another young player lets a first-round pick get behind him, and luckily for the Packers, you know, that would-be deep ball to Johnston ends up a drop instead. Otherwise, we're having a completely different conversation. We're doing the moral victory thing again, potentially.
Yep.
So, and again, that's not what stands out to me was that I saw Jordan Love once again, just like he did in Pittsburgh, but this time with a victory behind it, make some of the throws that you're like, okay, I can believe that this guy, I'm not crowning him. You guys, I don't know if I've been listening, because I've been writing, but, you know, I don't know if Sugar Free or any of your regular.
No, Jason, I said he's going to be the guy. He's going to get an extension. He's going to be. People should be thinking that it hasn't been officially decided. He's the guy. Goody's going to pick him to be the future of the Green Bay Packers. And Gabe said 4 years, $160 million or something around there. That would start in 2020. That's
the opening. I mean, it could be more than that, Homer. That's just the opening bid. That's where it starts.
God, do you guys ride the wave? You realize that I listened last week, right? Like, you guys know I was in the car listening to this very program 7 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, God, Homer, you ride the wave. Like,
I'm not riding. I'm telling you, Goody, this is Goody's guy, and Goody has seen enough that he's now.
That's not. He's the biased person who drafted him. So, yes.
Yeah.
To some degree, it matters because he's the one who will decide. I get
decide
that. But
more than him?
To me, because it doesn't matter if he gets an extension. What matters is you're going to be good enough to be a really good quarterback and a Super Bowl team quarterback. Like, yeah, there's a good chance they're going to extend him, and they'll have ample reason to. But there's a hell of a lot of guys. This league's history is filled with guys that have gotten extensions, including Daniel Jones, who then you end up regretting the extension. I mean, Packers history has plenty of those, right? And so, you know, I understand that's kind of your measurement, but, like, yeah, today was a really good day, but they got another game 4 days from now, and I'm not 100% sure that Jordan Love won't go out in Detroit on Thanksgiving and look really bad again, because that's what happens with inexperienced players. Right. And so to now take today's game and suddenly now be talking about how he's going to get an extension, we're talking numbers? We're talking numbers?
When I said he's going to get an extension, Gabe appropriately said, Homer, do you know what it is? Because I hadn't given the numbers. I'm just trying to The people that aren't sure about him, whatever, fine. Don't be sure about him, and that's fine, and it's legitimate. I'm just saying he's the guy. He's going to be the guy. So get comfortable or accept that or whatever. It's just I believe Goody has decided.
Yeah.
So if you don't think Goody has?
I no, because you can't. Right. His job is to not do what you're doing now.
Okay.
It really is. Like and today was a good day. There's no two ways about it. And I certainly there's too much good that happened that I don't want to get bogged down in focusing on, what's going to happen next week or the week after that. Like, look, the schedule sets up for some more opportunities for really good moments. There's no doubt about it. But I still believe that this is going to go into next season, well into next season, and it's still going to be a process for him because today there's no doubt. I mean, it helped that Joey Bosa gets hurt on the first drive. There's lots of mitigating factors, but I do not want to downplay how he made two immaculate throws on the touchdowns. They did get bailed out on a 3rd and 20 where if that 3rd and 20 play where he fumbles that's it, and then he throws incomplete across the middle on 3rd and 20. The sack is before that. It's a 11-yard sack on 2nd and 9.
Plays.
Then it's 3rd and 20. If he throws that incomplete, there's not the penalty, and they go on to lose. None of us are sitting here talking about, despite a really good throw on the touchdown to Watson, some other really good throws, including a throw that he would have never gotten to make because the series would have been over, to, once again, an open Dontavion Wicks who continues to find space. Like, we would have glossed over the moments again. We would have said, yeah, there were some good moments and he grew, blah, 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 but they lost. And we would have been focused on that. Or even with all the good moments on that drive, but then Johnston goes in and scores a touchdown if he doesn't drop the ball, and we're talking about, well, boy, he really showed improvement again. We're not talking about 4 years, $160 million. And so I just think it's so important to take it week by week with him. But today is a day that if you're a Packers fan, you should celebrate that Jordan Love looked like a guy who could win games for you. My problem is there were games when Mitchell Trubisky looked that same way for our friends in Chicago. And so you can't get too high, you can't get too low. I wasn't too low on him when he was throwing interceptions with the game on the line in Pittsburgh, in Denver, in Vegas, and going 0 for 4 in Atlanta. Like, this is a process. Growth is not linear. And today they got growth and they won a game. And now Thursday, they're probably going to lose on Thanksgiving, and Jordan Love is probably going to have some not-so-great moments. And that's the reality of what this season comes down to. And then late in the year, when we get to the schedule, they play what? They play the Chiefs after Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah, then they got 5 games. Giants, they have to win at least 3.
The Giants, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Bears.
Yeah, got to win 3.
And to me, that sets up for more opportunities for us to be sitting here after games talking about really good. Today was a good day for Jordan. It was a good step forward. And then next year there's going to be really good moments. But you have your first 300-yard game, and there's no doubt you should be excited for him. I'm excited for him. I like him as a dude.
Yeah.
But just because I like him doesn't mean that now I can suddenly be crowning him. And I know that you guys aren't exactly doing that, but
Gabe isn't doing it at all. This was just me.
I just knew there was, but you're not. I bet you're not the only one. Like, this is the pendulum, and it's just, it's just so good to see him win a game, right? Like, they won the Saints game, but they were down 17-0. There were 2 pass interference calls that were huge in that one. Like, they've gotten some help, but when you're a guy that's just starting out, it's nice to get a little help. They got some today, and he gets to feel what it's like to both grow and win at the same time.
Jason, part of the reason that Brian Gutekunst didn't want any veteran, whether we're talking about tight ends or wide receivers, is because he wanted this group to grow together, and he wanted opportunities for young players to go out there and grow with their quarterback. What do they do when one of their wide receivers is blocking potentially more snaps from somebody who's been more productive? Because that's what's happening with Christian Watson and Dontavion Wicks, right?
Yeah. I mean, I thought, Christian had a good moment today, right? And when you're struggling, you need to have those moments. He desperately needed them, right? And so I thought that was an outstanding throw. It was a really good route, a really good catch. Jordan told us that LaFleur basically drew that up kind of Rodgers style in the dirt a little bit. LaFleur said that it was John Dunn, the tight ends coach, who noticed on a previous play how the Chargers had defended it, and so they kind of made an adjustment to create that opportunity, and it worked out great. Look, you guys know I really like Wicks. I really like Reed. I've always liked Dobbs, but he has been inconsistent this year. Certainly, could he have been more demonstrative in how he snatched that touchdown pass? So I still think there's a lot there. But Watson, I've been, I haven't gotten any fights with his dad, but I haven't been real high on him. And I agree with you, right? Like we've seen some limitations and some frustrations and some pretty big mistakes from him. But
I don't want to be in the let's give up on Christian Watson camp, because I don't want that either, Jason. But when you
Jeff Janis, got to give Jeff Janis more snaps.
But when you have somebody who's been performing the way, because it just seems like every time Dontavian Wicks touches the ball, really good things are happening for the Packers. And to me, you just have to find more snaps for a guy like that.
Yeah, he's a young player too, though, right? And you and I can be the president and vice president, or the vice president and the treasurer. I'm sure his parents are probably the presidents of his fan club.
Sure.
But he also had a pretty important drop, right?
Yep.
You can't drop that ball.
Correct.
He didn't drop it as badly as some of the Chargers players had drops today. But there are lots of great moments, and I feel like, and I'm sorry to do this because I think this is a really good story today. And even though I don't root for the home team, this is a fun story to write. There's something for them to be excited about, as opposed to, trying to argue that it's okay to view something. You don't have to call it a moral victory, but it's okay to view last week as an important step forward. And what I love about today is that if you're a Packers fan and you didn't really want to acknowledge the good that came out of last week because they lost, and all that matters is if you win or lose, and certainly there's a portion of the fan base that views it that way, you cannot deny that set the table for today, and a day where those guys did some really good things. Again, 23 points is not a whole hell of a lot of points. The bar here ain't real high at this point for us to be excited about something they did. But they had 2 big touchdown drives in the second half. With the game on the line and you're losing, you're able to go and get that touchdown to Dobbs. No matter how you got in position to it, you had a play where you had to make it, and he did, and Dobbs did. And so, what would today's conversation be like if the Chargers are able to come back then? They had time, and they certainly had the play opportunity with that drop by Johnston. If they come back and win, then we're right back where we started, right? Having this, well, boy, Jordan played really well today, but now they're 3-7. And it's just, I don't care if you're playing 7th grade girls basketball or playing in the NFL. You need to feel what it's like to win sometimes. You can have your coaches telling you all the time, you guys got better today. It trust the process, and in the end, you'll be rewarded. But if you don't experience winning from time to time, it really sucks. And I don't care if you're Jordan Love or Sid or whoever you are. And I think this team, having lost 5 of their last 6, and it was a slog to win the game they won against the Rams. If anybody other than Brett Rippon is playing quarterback, they might not win that game either. Today they earned this win, and they should feel really good about it. And now I'm eager to see what comes next, because I expect there to be disappointment, and then I expect there to be some more wins down the stretch, and I expect them to be, that 6-11, 7, and I think they're going to probably be 7-10, maybe even get to 8-9 now, because of who they've got left. But if they can steal one of these next 2, look out, because I don't think we can rule anything out then.
Oh, no.
What?
They're not making the playoffs. You can rule that out.
Again, even though you're much older than me, I have been through some seasons where I have done that prematurely. And even that ridiculous 1999 season, it'll be seared in my brain forever. We had written them all off, right? That was Ray Rhodes' year. Yep. There's some people that are listening right now that were not even born yet when this happened. But they finished 8-8 that year.
Yeah, and they didn't make the playoffs.
Right, but they went into the final day. They needed to beat the Cardinals, and there were like 3 different things that had to happen for them to make the playoffs. And 2 of the 3 happened. And the one that didn't was some like cockamamie point differential thing with I want to say the Panthers maybe. And so they were a whisker away from making the playoffs. And don't look now, but right now, as of this moment as we are talking, the 7 playoff teams are Philadelphia, Detroit, San Francisco, New Orleans. Those are the 4 division leaders.
Right.
Dallas at 7-3, Seattle at 6-3, and then Minnesota is the only other team in the NFC with a winning record right at this moment as we speak at 6-4.
Right.
Which the Packers are 4-6. They if the Packers still have 1 game against them, right, on New Year's Eve. And they're starting Josh Dobbs, who has been a phenomenal story for the last 2 weeks, but a lot can happen in 7 more games.
Right.
So,
see, you get upset with me for bringing up the contract for Jordan Love,
well, I didn't
and
get
you bringing
I'm not
this
upset.
up. Well, but what you bringing up is way more bizarre and crazy than what I brought up.
Now wait a minute. Now,
like them making the playoffs? You really? No. You can't.
Wait a minute. I said if they steal one of these next 2 games,
right?
If they find a way to win either on Thanksgiving against Detroit, or something ridiculous happens and Taylor Swift breaks up with Travis Kelce.
They're still not making the playoffs.
You're telling me if they're 5-7?
Yeah,
with
they're not making
those
the playoffs.
5 games left.
Yes, they're not making the playoffs. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, good. I've got a wife and 2 kids that would love for you to be right about that, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm just telling you.
Well, and how many dogs and cats and fish and birds? I'm sure they would all love to spend time with you too, Jason.
They all want that home. Yep, no doubt about it. Yep, exactly.
I already told Jason this, but for our Madison listeners, there is a Kringle commercial featuring Jason Wilde and one of his children, Sydney, that is out right now. And I just want to tell you on the air, Jason, it is a fantastic commercial. Your daughter is a star in the making for any more commercials she wants to do for Good Karma Brands.
Yeah, I'm so glad she decided to stay home and with a little bit of a cough that day because she claimed she was sick. And so Paula let her stay home, and then we needed to tape that commercial for Racine Danish Kringles. And she knocked it out of the park. I'm very proud of her. She was very irritated. And Max, I'm not blaming you, but we were listening to the Culver's Isthmus Bowl, and her commercial came on. Unfortunately, there was something misaligned with the commercial breaks with Madison and Milwaukee, and so it didn't get to the part where she sings at the end, and she was not pleased.
She wanted to hear her work. She wanted to hear it live on the radio. I get that.
So I think we can probably. I think it'll play a few more times, Sid.
Oh yeah. I mean, the holiday season is just starting. I'm sure it'll play once or twice before the end of the year. Any last thoughts that you want to share, Jason? Injury wise,
right,
are they going to have to add? Are they going to have to add a running back?
Yes. So in the locker room, Aaron Jones said that the initial drawer test is what they call it on your knee. So they took him back into they took him back on the cart, and they did what's called the drawer test, where you pull in a specific area of your knee, and it'll basically tell you, did you tear your ACL or not? Tausch can tell you this because he's experienced it once. The drawer test said he didn't, and then he woke up from surgery to find that he had. But the other time he knew. And when they did that test, it did not. It does not appear that it's his ACL. So they appear to have dodged a bullet there. He will. There's no way he's coming back to play on Thursday. So they are going to have to. I know Patrick Taylor is still on the streets, so he could be an answer. There's probably a couple of other running backs that have been through their system if they want to bring them in, but they're definitely going to have to make a move. They can't go into the game with A.J. Dillon and I guess Jaden Reed as the kind of emergency running back. So they'll have to do that.
What about, because Emmanuel Wilson said he dislocated his shoulder?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to go. He was in a sling in the locker room.
Okay.
again, if it was a Sunday game, I guess maybe. But the way LaFleur talked, it was very clear that they know they have to add somebody at running back, and they're going to be shorthanded on a short week at that position.
Perfect. Just what we wanted to hear.
Yeah, I'm here to help.
Yeah, well, Jason, we certainly appreciate it and look forward to hearing more of your thoughts on this game tomorrow morning. It starts at 9 a.m. Wilde and Tausch across ESPN Wisconsin.
4 years, $160 million. Sign them now. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Take care.
Going to make the playoffs. Talk to you soon.
Not what I said.
I know.
Oh, boy.
Bye.
That's what I said. They're not making the playoffs, even if they win one of the next 2 games. But they'll be close, and then if this happens, I say, yeah, everybody said back, I was there. The Ray Road team ain't making the playoffs, and in the end, they didn't make the playoffs because a number of other things can happen. Some other team could start to play well. So I think it's more dangerous to give fans the belief that they could make the playoffs than it is to believe that Jordan Love's going to be the man.
Well, I'm just telling you, if they find a way, Homer, if they win on Thursday at Detroit,
yes,
and they're 5-6,
correct,
the playoff hype train is going to start.
I understand it is.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
And I understand, and that's why I want to make it clear they're going to make the playoffs. So the train can do whatever the hell it wants. Our job is to tell people on the accuracy of the train. What I think is you're going to have the last 5 games and the feeling that, they should win 3 of them given those teams and how well Jordan Love does and stuff like that. I mean, I think they're going to win at least 7 games, but that does not come close to saying they're going to make the playoffs. But yes, the playoff train will start.
So Homer would not be betting on the Packers making the playoffs. But 24/7 sports betting is here in the great city of Milwaukee. That's thanks to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Enjoy the convenience of self-service kiosks, odds boards, wall-to-wall TVs, free parking, full-service bar, and numerous food options. Bet big, bet bold at the Potawatomi Sportsbook and the Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll get back to your calls and texts on the Boda Box Wine Line.
Can I do one thing first?
800-990-3776. Sure. What is
For
that?
over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service, and they like to be associated with Jason Woolley appropriately so. The Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experience to all their valued customers. Boucher Automotive Group, riding with you every mile since 1977, and yep, the Packers win one of their next 2. I believe the Boucher Automotive Group will be on that train.
Packers defeat the Chargers. Your thoughts? 800-990-3776. Next on Green Bay Game Night.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Santa's back. Back again. Santa's back.
That's not a Christmas song, Dad.
That's true, Sid, but I'm celebrating our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringles Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch, where you could win Kringle for a year. It's back for another year.
Can I enter?
Sure, anyone can. All you have to do is submit your own original jingle to celebrate the holidays and Racine Danish Kringle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. There's only one requirement. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringles. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. Or if you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with the Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new Holiday Stick Sampler.
Sweet dreams of holiday Kringle, Mary Berry and apple, and lots of icing too.
Sid, what are you doing?
I'm working on my jingle. Kringle, I love you.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and if you want to win at tailgating, you need to Bodify your beverage choice. Boda Box Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, so it fits perfectly in your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boda Box is equivalent to 4 regular bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with Wine Critics Boda Box. This is how we Boda. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Boda Box Vineyards, Manteca, California.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar. Or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home. Roofing, windows, gutters, siding, and decks. Can Legacy do it? You bet. Better prices, better warranties. Legacy always makes it easy. Go to legacy-exteriors.com. Legacy Exteriors. Just pick up the phone and let us leave a legacy on your home.
The holidays are coming quick, and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton is the place to be this holiday season. Whether you're entertaining your top clients or rewarding your favorite teammates, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton is the spot for you. And of course, if you have family in town or you're looking for a holiday dinner with your significant other, there's no better place to take them than Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. As always, don't miss that horseshoe bar, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. The best place to go, especially this holiday season.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and is expanding to Milwaukee. As a local company headquartered in Verona, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always, always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Herbert, pressure, in trouble. Herbert goes down. Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith with the sack.
They never seem to close. The fan blades on the ceiling spin, but
It has been a season of ups and downs for the Green and Gold. Up right now, that can be expected with a young roster and that first-year starting quarterback. Something that isn't so inconsistent should be your pre-game tailgating game plan. Stop by your local store and stock up for your tailgate with delicious craft beverages, like a few of Wisconsin's favorite craft beers from Three Sheeps Brewing in Sheboygan and Central Waters Brewing in Amherst and Milwaukee. Our guests at the Tundra Trio enjoy these products at our pregame tailgate all season. Make sure Three Sheeps, Central Waters are a part of your next tailgate.
800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. That is the Boda Box Wine line if you want to discuss the Packers' 23-20 victory over the Chargers. Got a text here on that Boda Box Wine line from the 715. Do you think that Joe Barry is safe? I hope not, because the Packers should have lost if the Chargers could catch. The defense is terrible. As of right now, I would say he's safe. I think that if you were in a place, if you're Matt LaFleur, where you decided to bring him back this year, and the defense statistically, and look, I understand that the offenses they have played haven't been great, Homer, but I think if they finish statistically in a spot where they're around right now, which I believe was 11th in points and 11th in yards,
back.
He finishes around that top 10, he's going to come back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because I will say this, and maybe they would have gotten to that point if they would have caught some of those passes, but I thought the Chargers were going to score more points than they did today.
Yes, and I would say that Joe Barry was lucky, given some of the things that occurred. I think all things being normal, the Chargers probably would have had 30. But, yeah, that's, if you're 10th or 11th in points given up, and among the other problems that Joe Barry has is he's just scared to tell people the truth. He doesn't give a damn about running the ball, teams running against him.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about giving up the fewest number of points. And he should just say that. And that will determine whether or not he's going to be back. If he's 10th or 11th in points given up, he should be back, unless you think the players' defense is so good. And I just don't think some of the players are that talented. And to have done it, okay, he did it this year if they finish 10th or 11th, and that's to be determined. Jair Alexander, didn't have him, and he's, by all argument, the best quarterback they have. And then they traded Rasul Douglas, who certainly made the team better. So given all factors, if he finished 10th or 11th, you'd have to say he did pretty well, right?
Even though, again, I think you can make a lot of points that the Packers' schedule was relatively weak this year, and maybe that's what they should do. But these 3 games, starting with today and then against the Lions, against the Chiefs, are such a huge part of my opinion of whether or not he's going to come back. And he passed day one. The first of the 3 tests, he passed.
And what if he gives up 30 the next 2 and then gives up an average of 15 the last 5?
I think that it would be, they'll give up more than 15 in the last 5. But
okay,
my guess is he'd probably be back, but at least it'd be more of a conversation, because if you're LaFleur, you're going, well, when we actually had to play teams that were playoff-type teams, the teams that we're going to have to beat, we weren't able to get it done. Now, whether or not LaFleur has that honest conversation with himself or not, I'm not sure. But at least it would then be a conversation if they give up, 31 points, 35 points, whatever it is over the next 2 weeks. But I thought that the Chargers would score over 30 today. They held them to 20. Chargers had a hand in helping the Packers keep that number there, certainly. But at the raw data, which, if LaFleur wants to bring back Joe Barry, he can just point to, look at what we just continue to keep holding people to 20 points or under. And when you hold people to 20 points or under in the NFL, you feel good about your chances if you do indeed have the right answer at quarterback.
I also want to give people the opportunity, if they wish, to it's Johnston, right? The first.
Yeah.
You can easily send him a card and say you're very irritated. He dropped it.
Quentin Johnston.
Because if he had caught it, that might have increased the chances that Joe Barry is going to be gone after this year. Because this would have been another. And I didn't want to get into it with Jason, but I think even if the Chargers had scored, it still would have been a great game for Jordan Love.
100%.
Because he did it. He as has happened so many times with Rodgers, people have talked about it in his first year. He got the touchdown. He got him in the end zone. He made the passes. He took advantage of the gifts or the mistakes that the Chargers made, even if the defense screws it up at the end. It's he's got one check mark. He did it, and to be able to late in the game when you just got to score. And I thought this was going to be a game where the first one we would say it cost him for a young kicker.
Yeah,
and
it didn't. Even though you had the missed field goal and the mixed extra point, ended up not coming back and haunting you in the end. Later today, Homer and I are going to give our specialist of the game right here on Green Bay Game Night. It'll be brought to you by Prevea Orthopedics. Sports medicine knows power starts with the hips. With Dr. Michael Ryan and a team of experts in Green Bay, you get comprehensive and advanced hip care, unlike anywhere else. Prevea Orthopedics, preserving your hips so you can pursue your goals. We'll get back out to the Boda Box wine line, 800-990-3776, as we continue Green Bay Game Night next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Win a Coors Light full court experience with a trip to Minneapolis this March. Sign up now at participating locations around Madison to win an all-inclusive trip to the Men's College Basketball Conference Tournament. Don't miss your shot. Enjoy Blue Mountains and the best men's hoops in the Midwest. One lucky winner will be announced on Rutledge and Hamilton on January 8th. Visit Scotty Bar, Lucky's, Jordan Big Ten Pub, Nitty Gritty, Wando's, and Pooley's to scan the QR code and enter today. Must be 21 or older to enter. No purchase necessary.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Hey Madison, it's Dan Andrews from Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. By now you know that you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb. But what is a better buying experience? It's a car buying experience that is custom to what you want and need. We can be your trusted expert, or we can be hands-off until you're ready to purchase. If you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Chevy truck or SUV, make the short drive to Simden Chevrolet in Mount Horeb and see the difference a better buying experience can make.
With over 25 years of experience, TLC Laser Eye Centers is a leader in LASIK. TLC has performed over 2.3 million LASIK procedures nationwide, including treatment for over 10,000 doctors and professional football player Kirk Cousins.
TLC Laser Eye Centers is a brand that's proven and can be trusted. This was not a procedure I wanted to cut corners on. I wanted to get the best quality and the best doctors and make sure that it was done to the highest level. And I felt that TLC was the brand that would do that. And so it made the decision easy for me and for my wife.
Come see why TLC is the doctor's choice for LASIK and the choice for Kirk Cousins. Right now, TLC Laser Eye Centers is offering $1,000 off LASIK when treated in November. That's $500 off per eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit tlcoffer.com today to schedule your free consultation. Must mention this promotion and be treated in November of 2023 to qualify. $1,000 off for both eyes on standard wavelength price. $500 off for one eye. Cannot be combined with any other offers. See details at tlcoffer.com.
This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
27 straight games without 300 yards passing. The longest active streak in the NFL. Is that about to end? Floating it for the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Romeo Doubs! And the Packers vault back on top with 2:33 to go.
Bit of an improvisation from Romeo Doubs there as well. Got the Packers into the end zone, got the Packers over the hump for 300 yards passing in a game for Jordan Love as that streak came to a close today. Packers defeat the Chargers 23-20, 800-990-3776. The number to join us on the Boda Box Wine Line. We go out to Ron in the Key. Ron, you're on with Homer and Gabe on Green Bay Game Night.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Am I alone in cheering or rooting, I should say, for them to lose?
Yeah, you are.
I've decided.
Those who really hate Goody or LaFleur, especially Goody, or Murphy, they would want them to lose. But I think it's a small group.
I mean, I've given up. Murphy's just gonna. There's no chance. Murphy, no matter what happened, Murphy's riding it out, right? Like your only chance is maybe getting rid of either of the others. But more importantly for me, since I still don't believe in love, that's where my focus is on. Is I still rather have any of the class that's coming out now than that you're also going to get cheaper than no matter what you sign love to, whether you stay at this or you do the Daniel Jones or do anything, you're better off trying again at cheap and then starting them right away, in my opinion. Really quick, Homer, you're in Maui, right?
No, I'm in Honolulu. Maui is not hosting it this year because of the tragedy that occurred.
Because of the
fire.
I still think if you can find a puddle jumper, find a way to make it over to the volcano crater and see it at sunrise, especially if the Saint Mrs. True is with you. She deserves some sunshine in her life. Thanks for the call.
I think that's implying that you are not sunshine in her life,
I'll
Homer.
stand by what I've said. She's the luckiest woman in the world. I've stated that many times, and I'm comfortable with mine as Ron is comfortable with his opinion. So is it on a different island? Is that what I have to do?
Yes, I think that's what he was saying.
Okay. I doubt we'll do that, but it's a good concept.
Wait, so are you going to continue this? So for those who happen to miss it, Homer in Hawaii because Marquette getting ready for the Maui Invitational, although not on the island of Maui because of everything that's happened in Hawaii this year. Right. Are you going to continue this getting up at 4 o'clock Hawaii time thing?
Yes. It's 6 o'clock, for example, now. My watch never leaves anything. But so we'll do something, and I would assume that
I mean, that's going to be a late night tomorrow night.
It is a late night, yes. That's correct. Yep.
Like it's so Marquette tips at 6:30 p.m. local time, which would be a normal, but that's 10:30 Central.
Yeah, I'll have to take a nap at some point in time, yes.
Okay. Like at halftime? Are you going to need to take a nap at halftime?
No, I think it'll be during the day. I think they have we'll do the show with Brian Bulaga at its normal time, which would be 5 o'clock, which would be 1 o'clock. And then once that's finished at 2, I suppose I will sneak in an hour and a half of nap there to make sure that I'm ready to go for a big game against UCLA. If Marquette beats UCLA, I think the belief is appropriate that Kansas would be next, given that they play Chaminade. So, but yeah, I don't think we're going to go to Denny's. It's probably maybe IHOP tomorrow. Places that are open 24 hours, but. Yeah, I like it's getting to be 6 o'clock, so it's going to be bedtime in about 9:30, something like that.
Okay, it's reasonable bedtime for you.
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
but yes, if my wife said this is crazy, then I wouldn't to put it, make her go through it. She's okay.
Why are you doing it?
I don't know. I just think you lose track of the hours, and then everything gets goofy. Like you think it's this time, but it's really this time, and then you're not sure. I'm on a regular.
So this is what you've done because this isn't the first time Marquette's gone to Hawaii for this. So this is just this is the routine when you go to Hawaii.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, makes sense.
So, I don't claim it's the best, and I know it's probably in the minority, but.
Hey, if it works for you, man.
Well, no, then please let people understand. They don't know this until you get old. But when you're old, and I had ability to this, you can sleep at any time. Like, and I fall asleep now. So the premise of 3-4 hours, like getting up at 4 or whatever, you can sleep anytime. So it's not that if I was normal sleeping as I did when I was younger, I doubt that I would do this because then. You adjust a little bit, and you're fine after a day or two. That's that first day where you stay up like 20 hours.
Yeah, where it gets a little tough on you.
I can't stay up 20 hours because I'm falling asleep. But
makes sense.
Winning helps. So,
well, here's hoping for a Marquette win tomorrow night. 800-990-3776. Jeff in East Troy. Jeff, you're up next. Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Well, thank you, guys. Hey, I just want to bring up a point, whether I'm right or wrong, that I think sometimes statistics are very misleading, and I'm referring to the Joe Barry defense allowing points. And I don't know, you guys can maybe help me out on this. So if a team takes, an offensive team against the Packers takes 8-9 minutes to score on a possession, they're limiting their own amount of possessions to score a ton of points. So if you're running the ball, you're going to be taking maybe, and if you keep picking up first downs, 8 to 10 minutes off the clock, and that team may only get 6 possessions. So I think a better statistic to follow is how many times a team scores when they have the ball. So are they scoring 4 out of 6 times? Are they scoring 4 out of 8 times? I would almost rather give up the big play and limit the amount of times. So say let a team score fast and then you get the ball, and
so you have more possessions.
More possessions. And I would be an attacking defense, try to sack the quarterback, and when you sack them, you're gonna force a team to punt most likely. So maybe you give up a big play and a fast touchdown, but on your next possession, you're going to sack the quarterback and you're going to make them punt. So, like I said, I think a better statistic would be to follow, and I have no idea on the Packers on this, but how many times a team scores per possession. So that's my point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, but it's just going to come down to they have 4 possessions. They score 4 field goals. You get 12 points. They score 4 touchdowns. You get 24. I mean, it all comes down to it.
I'm not going to dive into the merits of this, but one that I know a lot of NFL people kind of pay attention to and look at. It's a stat called DVOA.
Yes.
Football Outsiders is the one that tracks that, and according to them, the Packers have the 22nd ranked defense heading into today's games.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. I think there's probably something to that, but I have to look at that and see teams who do well. Are they winning and with the DVOA or But yeah, that's if teams that win, get to the Super Bowl or whatever, have to be in the top 10 or something of that, the DVOA. Yeah, I'll look at that. That may be a better way to judge it. He's never had much success in any stats.
No,
I don't think.
No, which has been the problem with Joe Barry.
Right, and it's worth looking at because to me, and I don't know if DVOA says the change, but the game has definitely changed where average defenses are doing well in terms of points given up. The last 2, the Rams and Kansas City. Kansas City gave up 2 points less than the Packers last year. So, you can give up points, but in the current game, you need to score more. Now, this year the scoring seems to be down, but if their DVOA was still pretty good, then yeah, you want to look at a stat that tells you what you have to do to win games.
Are you heading home from the game right now wishing there was another way? Maybe you'd rather take a nap or keep the party going instead of being behind the wheel. There's a perfect and safe solution. Milwaukee Broad House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms, all-you-can-drink packages as well. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. The next home game is going to be December 3rd. Book your trip today at golfwanakee.com and use the code ESPN23 for 10% off. Still have to give out our specialist of the game as we wrap things up. Coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, a group of doctors I trusted with my knee surgery. The pain was real and options were important. My experience with each doctor was thorough, the appointments were timely, always close and easy access to the building. My mom felt the same way I know when she went there for her physical therapy appointments at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I trusted their surgical team for my knee surgery, and I know they'll take care of you the way they did my mom and me. Make an appointment at orthowisconsin.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
It's that time of year where we give thanks to everything we are thankful for. And here at Metro Ford of Madison, we are thankful for you, our wonderful community and customers. To honor that, Metro Ford of Madison is giving you great deals this November. Get into a rugged 2023 Ford F-150 for 3.9% APR for 66 months to qualify credit, $18 per 1,000 borrowed. Great deals are also available on the 2023 Mach-E and Ford Broncos. Search inventory at metrofordofmadison.com.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Buck and Honey's. Well, are you looking to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality this holiday season? Reserve a table or schedule a party at Buck and Honey's, a perennial Best of Madison award winner with locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, and their new great spot out in Mount Horeb. They always take great care of me and my family, and they can't wait to take care of yours. Reservations go fast, so log on to buckandhoneys.com today. That's buckandhoneys.com. I'll see you all at Buck and Honey's.
Hi, what brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walgreens and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Back to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Finish it off. I mean, the message in the second half, it's a 0-0 ball game. It was go finish, Offense, we scored, I think, 2 tugs in the second half, maybe. I can't remember, but it might have been 1. But, and then defense balled out. They stepped up big right there and finished off the game. Obviously, we wanted to finish it out on offense, but they did a good job, and then, relied on our defense right there to go finish it.
Jordan Love talking after the game. Packers win 23-20 over the Chargers. By the way, things have gone and gotten so bad for the Jets that they have finally turned to the laser show. Tim Boyle is now at quarterback for the Jets as they're trailing 29-6 to the Buffalo Bills. Just thought it was worth mentioning.
They're working on next year too. They're going after Devontae Adams. That got out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were interested. Raiders weren't. I mean, we'll see what the Raiders decide to do. It seems that the Raiders are having a good time. All they had to do was get rid of Josh McDaniels.
That would appear to be the case. Yes. But yeah, they've.
They lost today, but played the Dolphins tough. Like they're a completely different team right now.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe he doesn't want to go, but I just wanted to focus on the Jets. Or their number one thought right now is Aaron Rodgers going to play before the season is up?
My answer to that is going to be no.
Yeah, I think he will suit up the last game. And may he will go. Yes, he will play. He will participate in a play this year.
That's going to be the dumbest thing ever because they're not going to be alive. They're not going to be in the playoff hunt.
Right, but he'll be out there. He'll hand off or something. There's going to be very little of interest, but he then will be able to say that he came back the same season he tore an Achilles.
I mean, sure, and you handed the ball off, and it'd be the most disingenuous thing you could say. Which
yes, it would.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. And it's going to happen. So, but yes, I'll join whatever club you want to put in terms of a person who's out of control in terms of getting attention. But
specialist of the game. Who do you have today, Homer, as the specialist of the game?
Punter.
Yeah, Daniel Whelan. Had a couple of good punts, pinned it back deep a couple of different times, but it also almost kind of becomes by default because you had a hold followed by a personal foul on like the special teams were bad today. You had a missed extra point. You had a missed it was a 53-yard field goal, but it was a missed extra field goal that wasn't even close. And then like the return units weren't great because you started the game with the hold that then turned into 15 more yards because of an unsportsmanlike penalty that they had. So, not great things. Not great things happening on the special team side. But Daniel Whelan, he becomes the special.
First time I think I've ever awarded a punter anything. So
he had a long as 61 today.
Yeah.
He was doing his job, that's for sure. Specialist of the game on Green Bay Game Night is brought to you by Prevea Orthopedics. Sports medicine knows power starts with the hips. With Dr. Michael Ryan and a team of experts in Green Bay, you get comprehensive and advanced hip care unlike anywhere else. Prevea Orthopedics, preserving your hips so you can pursue your goals. Final thoughts on today's win, Homer.
Jordan Love, totally. His ability to make the plays, and everybody's happy because they won, and the Chargers were very nice to the Packers. I'd like to thank them. But the memory of this game is you have a great quarterback on the other team, Jordan Love, and I know this is disingenuous, but he goes head-to-head, and he makes the play. He gets a couple breaks, but then delivers two very important passes, and it's there. That's what a quarterback has to do. Whatever breaks you get, you got to finish it. You got to win the game, and he did it. And I think everything else will be forgotten forever. He'll probably remember this one for a long time.
Yep. Well, maybe later in his career because it's going to be a quick turnaround. Packers taking on the Lions. We will still have coverage with you. So if you want to flip us on YouTube, on TV after the Packers game on Thursday on Thanksgiving, you can do that. It'll just be me and Tausch, though. Homer's going to be flying back at that time from lovely Hawaii.
I believe so, yes. These things are always fluid, but yes, this will be the first time in which everybody hopes they beat the Lions, but nobody's expecting it to occur. I haven't seen the line spread. I bet the Lions are favored by about 5 or something like that.
Yeah, usually like those look-ahead lines come out later in the day. I have not seen anything. Usually I get an email in the inbox, but that's usually not until about right before that Sunday night game kicks off.
But I'm like you. I am now going to watch closely the number of plays that the various wide receivers get.
Yes. Yeah, I cannot wait. I know Rob Domofsky always tweets it out. I'm sure we're going to ask Rob about it tomorrow morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee. But that's how they divvy that up is going to be something I will definitely be watching going forward. Packers win 23-20 over the Chargers. You can react tomorrow all across ESPN Wisconsin. And with us again next Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, I should say, with Green Bay Game Night.
Tito's Handmade
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large